Hey, I did it. Wow, look at that. I'm like a technological person. That's crazy. That being said, I told absolutely no one I was going live. So maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have told absolutely anyone that I was going live. I bet that would have been a good idea. But hey, here we are. All right, everybody, welcome to the live stream. I realize that I haven't streamed in a hot minute. Looks like I am streaming to YouTube and Twitter right now. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Karmelo Anthony situation. And been getting quite a few people asking me, you know, since I'm doing so much more content on YouTube, why I'm not also live streaming. And I don't really have an answer for that. So here I am live streaming again. I downloaded StreamYard on my laptop, and we're trying it out. Hey, look at that! I can actually see. Okay, so this is gonna be like a fun kind of trial stream. I don't even know what it's titled as, honestly. I have no idea what I titled this as. Surprise! Yeah, basically just like surprise. I'm live. It's a happy day. Good day. It's not a good day if you live, you know, in metropolitan areas, but it is a good day because, hey, look at that. Justice was actually served. When was the last time that you guys can remember that justice was actually served for a white person? Like, wow. It's almost like we're living in a country again and you know, not an occupied hellhole. I mean, don't worry. I still don't. I don't think the day is saved or anything. Like this wasn't like the, you know, this was the thing that saved everyone. But nonetheless, step in the right direction. I think that's something that that I need to preach more, and people need to I don't know, understand more. Is that it's okay to have small wins. Not everything has to save the day. Not everything has to be, you know, like, oh, if I'm not saving the West, then I'm not in it and I'm not doing it. It's like, dude, we can have small wins. Karmelo Anthony getting a guilty charge, that's a small win. You know, did we just save America? No, but it's a small win and I'll fucking take it, man. To chimp out or not to chimp out, that's the question. I mean, you say that like the people chimping out, you know, have the IQ to be able to like process. Should I chimp out? Should I chimp out or should I not chimp out? Like, what, you think they're like thinking that through? Yeah, okay, right. Okay, so that was another thing, is that it did not give me the option, or at least I didn't see the option to put a thumbnail for this. Live now, talking about the guilty status and link. Man, I'm getting better at this whole like YouTube and content creator thing. We're getting there. Am I good at it? No. Am I getting better? Yes. Small wins, guys. Justice, he was convicted in court in a fair trial where he was provided the chance to defend himself and test the government evidence. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like everyone on YouTube's like, wow, we're actually doing live streams again. This is still a thing. This is still a thing. PNW Gorilla still goes live. Say it ain't so. Yeah, Karmelo Anthony is officially guilty. So my question to you guys is, you know, what levels of chimp out are we anticipating? What levels of chimp out are we expecting? Because if there's if we go by Twitter and Twitter alone, it really seems like we might be looking at some epic levels of chimping out. I don't know if we will. I also don't know how on StreamYard screen layout. I don't know how to give you guys my screen. We'll figure it out. Has the sentence passed down yet? I have not seen anything of what he actually got charged with. I am hoping, and because this is a live stream, I don't know what I'm allowed. Oh, I probably can't show that as well. I definitely don't have something in the background here. I got one of my lives shut down a while ago for having a heckin' pew pew on stream. You're not allowed to say the real thing on stream, guys. I have to say pew pew because that's the most masculine thing ever. Ugh, YouTube rules. Karmelo Anthony is sentenced. He is guilty. But or at least he got a guilty status. I haven't seen what he's been sentenced with. Hopefully he gets the rope. I'm hoping for the rope. Laser? Yes. That's what he's been sentenced with. He's diet George Floyd level of riots. I see everyone back and forth on if the riots are actually going to be serious, because the George Floyd riots, as we all saw, the George Floyd riots were absolutely astroturfed. There's no way that anyone in current year can believe that the George Floyd riots were not astroturfed, because they were. I mean, there's no explanation for like the piles of bricks that were just showing up with George Floyd riots. And then you had all of those Facebook marketplace, and there was the Craigslist ads looking for actors. Now, that being said, absolutely anyone can make a Craigslist ad or a Facebook ad, but it does sentence to 5 years probation. Don't you say that. Do not say that, dude. Time to summon my inner rooftop Korean. Dude, that's something that like I was like semi like almost excited for, of like, dude, do I get to do rooftop shit again? Because that was probably like one of the funniest. Well, I don't know, doing rooftop Korean stuff during COVID was fun, but I wouldn't say it was like the funnest thing of COVID or like the George Floyd riots. I loved that like no one was on hiking trails and no one was out in the mountains, and like there was little to no traffic. That's what I liked the most about that. But every day my racism is more justified. I mean, like the reactions that we were seeing to Karmelo Anthony, like they weren't sending their best. They were not sending their best. And show comments on stage. Oh, yeah. You guys should be able to see the comments too. There you go. Now everyone can see the comments. Talk about drones, farming drones, can carrying 120 pounds easy. Yeah. That was actually something that I saw when I was at SHOT Show, is that they now have like industrial drones that they, like, one of the guys there was at a booth, and he was saying that they do have drones that have like these massive nets, like these net guns, and that the drone can come down, shoot a net gun, and it can quite literally, like, drones are so big now that a drone can come down, shoot a net gun, and literally just steal people. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, no, thank you. But that has, thank you. It is a decent food stash. Also, yeah, Tapatio for the win. Yeah, I really think that they're gonna try to astroturf these riots as much as they can, because why wouldn't they? And I've been saying this in videos recently. Why would they not? Why would they not astroturf it? If you have so many global elites, and you have so many, federal elites, you have so many people that have made it very, very clear that they hate us. They hate our way of life. They have a nice special little tag that they call us by, and that was, used in the Epstein files. I don't know how many times of what they refer us to. And, now, I don't know why they wouldn't try to astroturf riots as much as possible. It just makes sense. Like I don't see why they wouldn't. That's the biggest issue that I've been coming down to with so many things going on lately, of why wouldn't people in power, why wouldn't billionaires that hate us, why wouldn't politicians that hate us, why would they not try to astroturf, these huge melting pot situations? What reason do they have to not to? It's the exact same thing with the ticks and the alpha gal syndrome. It was the world. I believe it was the World Economic Forum. I could be wrong. I know it was a slew of scientists, but they said that it was in the global interest of depopulation to not get in the way of ticks infecting people with alpha gal syndrome. So if they've shown, if the rich and powerful and elite have shown time and time and time and time and time again that they hate us, that they hate everything about us, you know, they see us as cattle, they see us as animals. We are less than dogs to these people. I say people loosely. Why would they not try to use this situation to make as many riots and as much violence and as much destruction as possible? And then through all the destruction, through everything, the carnage and the fire and everything, then they come in with their drones and their AI and their data centers and their robots and all kinds of crazy tech. And then, you have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that either die or get infected by whatever disease they feel like using, and then they get their regime change in America, which is very clear that they're trying to do everything they can to have a soft regime change in America. So yeah, it makes sense that the Carmelo Anthony case would be astroturfed as much as possible. I don't see why they would not try to, poke the bear and just poke the bear and poke the bear and poke the bear. And come on, hey, do a race war. Do a race war. Hey, Blackie, you hate Whitey. You hate Whitey. Don't you remember that you hate Whitey? Go kill Whitey. Don't you remember that you hate him? Don't you remember that you hate him? Go kill him. He's bad. He hates you. Go kill him. Go. Oh. Hey, you remember that thing that happened like a couple hundred years ago? You remember that thing that happened a couple of years ago? You're mad about that. Don't forget to be mad about that. You hate Whitey. Don't forget that you hate Whitey. Something happened hundreds of years ago, and you should be mad about that. What a wild, could you imagine actually living it with that thought process in your head? Because there's up until very recently, I would have never thought about any of this. I mean, mind you, I'm just some country bumpkin who joined the army, and now I talk to a cell phone and I talk to a laptop for a living, so what do I know? But it makes sense. I should have gone poly market. Yeah, there's some people that were saying that I should have made a poly market for the Carmelo Anthony riots, and then Carmelo Anthony being found guilty. There's a bunch of people that are saying I should have done a poly market for that, and I could have made a ton of money. And it's like, I mean, I guess you're right, but the only gambling I do is the fuck bin, of which, hey, what a perfect segue. Look at that. I sell military surplus. I just used these. If you guys hop off this live and you want to see the YouTube video that I filmed about the Carmelo Anthony situation, my wife made some bread, and then I used these oven mitts, of which I just realized that I took from the house, and now she doesn't have. Ooh, I did an oopsie. She's not done baking either. I'm an asshole. Oops. You know what, Mrs. Chud, if you're watching this, because I bet you are. I bet you are right now. Mrs. Chud, if you're watching this, can you please text my wife and tell her that I have the oven mitts? Sorry. What's up, guys? All things considered, I'm having it's like a good day. It's a good day. I mean, I will say I've been having a lot of fun making a YouTube video a day. It's I don't know, it's kind of reignited this fire in me of making content and being creative again, and trying to think up all these new and different ways of okay, what YouTube video am I doing tomorrow? And then instead of playing video games at night, I'm sitting there and I'm storyboarding videos now. And it's been exciting to get back into making content, and just kind of accepting that all right, my YouTube channel died, and you know what, I'm gonna revive it, or at least I'm doing my best to revive it. Live in the PNW and would like to meet. You guys need to hit up my Telegram. Every single week, I'm doing open PTs, open rucks, open runs. A couple weeks ago, we did a whole wrestling match. We had a couple guys come out that we had one guy that he's a fencer, so like the sword fighting. We had another dude come out that was a professional knife fighter. We had a couple of dudes that have a lot of experience in Muay Thai and wrestling, and we had a really really rock solid PT. So if you guys are local and you want to work out, hit up my Telegram. And once again, if you guys weren't tracking somehow, I'm in Western Washington State. People think I'm in Oregon for some reason. I'm not in Oregon. I don't know where anyone thought up that I was in Oregon, but I'm definitely not. Any chance that you'll re-upload some old videos like the oil video? Oh, dude, that was a while ago. So unfortunately, how are the data centers in the PNW? I don't know of any local to me. There's so many warehouses that are empty and vacant around me though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they start popping up. But as far as remaking old content, like remaking the Lethally Poor series, and I should make a full video on this, but essentially, okay. So long story short, we made some friends that were audio guys, and instead of getting everything in writing, of which get everything in writing, I trusted these guys to make music for me and make audio for me. And so I had like 6 to 8 months of content, and it had all of their music all the way through. And I was using an older iPhone at the time. And so what I would do is that I would upload a video, and I know. So please learn from me. If you guys make content, save all of your original drafts. Save the original drafts so you can go back and edit it. So I had like 8 months of content. Let's see, this would have been 2024 or so. I had like 8 months of content, and I had to delete all of them because we had a falling out with some audio guys, and they were threatening to DMCA me. And because I had all of their music and nothing was in writing, there was quite literally nothing I could do. So I had to delete 8 months of YouTube videos, and that's essentially where my YouTube channel died. That's where the Lethally Poor series died, and it completely killed our algorithm after that. Like the algorithm was just tanked. And every video that I posted after that would just get, nothing for views. So essentially Huck and I just we sort of just gave up on YouTube for a while. I'd make a video here and there, but like the fire was gone, the effort was gone. And we were both just kind of burnt out at that point, and so this month marks me trying to actually do what I can to like re-jumpstart the channel. And I've been trying to make more content, and I've got a couple of collabs in the works, and we'll see what happens. One of my buddies that's works with Leviathan Group, one of the YouTuber guys, he told me that if I'm going to be a content creator, I have to make content. And only making rage bait posts on Twitter and ads on Twitter isn't enough, and I need to actually make content. So that's been the reason. And there's your little TLDR of what happened to the YouTube channel, and where I'm going from here. Yeah, and I think it's fascinating as well with the data centers. And this really has nothing to do with Carmelo Anthony, but then again, I guess my YouTube channel has nothing to do with Carmelo Anthony either. But the data centers in just all across America right now, there's no way that you can try to lie to me. There's no way that you can try to make me believe that those data centers are in any way, shape, or form beneficial to me. Everything that I have seen of AI and of these data centers and of the flock cameras, the flock drone cameras that apparently they're coming out with now, all of that just it looks like they're putting us in a box. I mean, Alex Jones has been saying this for decades now, that they're building a surveillance grid around you. And I think it's only now that we're really starting to see that we have a surveillance grid around us. And it's unfortunate because so many people don't care. So many people do not care about being watched constantly. You know, and I understand that I'm watched constantly, but I make content. So it's like, well, no shit, I'm watched constantly. But like, if you guys are anonymous, you should do absolutely everything you can to stay on anonymous. You should be schizo. You should be trying to protect your identity and protect your loved ones. Like you should. This is the lamest cyber dystopia. That's so true. It's so true, and it does feel lame. Your videos are super motivating, insightful. Appreciate you, PNWG. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying. I'm really trying. It's kind of like a slog of making videos every single day and knowing that like but what's nice though is that like it gets away of my over analysis paralysis of just I'm making a video every single day no matter what. And I will post a video every single day. So I have to delete that over analysis paralysis. And that is nice. 2FA, your accounts ain't on. Yep, 2FA, absolutely and utterly everything that you possibly can. If you guys can keep your passwords physical, as much as you can do to protect yourself, not only online but in the physical world as well. Especially we're talking about the Karmelo Anthony situation, and I foresee riots. I really do. I really, really do. And even while I'm sitting here on stream, there could be riots happening right now, and I wouldn't know about it. Chat, how are we looking? Are there any riots right now? You're disabled if you don't 2FA user different passwords. Yeah. From the cybersecurity wheelhouse. If you have any Google account and YouTube account, you're not anon. It only protects you from Antifa bullshit. Well, let's be honest though. I mean, like the Antifa crazies and like the leftists and whatnot. I'm more worried about them than the government. You know what? You know who I'm the number one most worried about in the continent of the United States right now. It's the hick libs and liberal veterans. That is who I am the most concerned about, because those dudes are actually about it. And when I say about it, right, I mean like they have training. They are more hardened. Your average Antifa type, your average leftist, they're really not. Never heard hicklibs before? Oh, dude, hicklibs are the fucking worst, man. Oh, the absolute worst. Because it's like, you should be country, right? You should be about this, and then you're a fucking liberal words I can't say. And it's like, dog, come on, man. Like, it's so obvious how easy that you have it, that you're even allowed to have these bullshit ass liberal opinions to begin with. And it's so fascinating as well, because I served with a couple of liberals. Hell, one of my team leaders was very, very anti-Second Amendment. Like, in combat arms, I don't think a lot of people realize how many anti-Second Amendment people there are, how many anti-civilian people there are, and how many people in the government actually fucking hate you. Like one of my team leaders while I was in the Army, he believed that civilians should not be able to own firearms, that civilians should only be able to have single shot 22s because they can't be trusted with anything else. These are opinions from combat veterans. Like the amount of people that think that like all veterans just love you, and that like all veterans are like, gung ho, like, I defend the Constitution and I love no, dude. Most of them don't even know what the fuck's in the Constitution. Hell, when I was stationed at Fort Campbell, I had a little pocket Constitution, and I'd go around and I would ask people about certain amendments and what they were. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. Veterans there was so many shitbags while I was in the Army of every walk of life, of every MOS. And like so many people just like look up and praise to them. And it's like, dude, like you have no idea how many people hate you. It's fascinating. Still do not know how many years Karmelo got. I have not seen yet. Yep. No, dude, there's Sergeant First Class that's super anti-gun. That's so common. people don't understand that, like, guys that stay in the military for a while, it's because they can follow orders. It's because they're yes men. It's not because they're good people. It's either because, you know, they've got nothing else to do, they love killing people for the federal government, or they bought the propaganda, they bought the brainwashing. Now, by no means all, but like a lot of your veterans, I mean, they're called Zogbots for a reason, man. A lot of veterans are brainwashed. And like that shouldn't even be like surprising to literally anyone. Look at Sam Hyde's last YouTube video. That was a banger. Sam Hyde's last YouTube video talking about how you need to send your sons off to die for you know who. Oh yeah, no, cops are the same way. Now, by no means all of them. It's and that's I loathe that I even have to say that. I loathe that I even have to say not all. Because I shouldn't have to say it. That's why they call them jarheads. Yep. No, dude, like I did not fit in the military. I did not fit in the military because I asked questions. And they don't like you asking questions. They loathe you asking questions. And that's the funniest thing, right? Because like they say ask questions, and that, you know, you should be always searching knowledge, but they only want you asking questions about TMs and FMs. They don't want you asking questions about like, hey, so when I got to my unit, you guys said we were going to Iraq, and now I'm being told we're going to Afghanistan. What happened? Why are we in Afghanistan now? And I was never explained that because like while I was in, it shifted. My first duty station, I got there and they were all in Iraq and I was on rear detachment. And then when they got back, you know, we went through a training cycle and they're like, all right, guys, we're going to Afghanistan. And I was like, thought we were just doing Iraq. What did Afghanistan do? What did Afghanistan have to do with anything? I was like, I thought we went to Iraq because of the Twin Towers and the 9/11. What is Afghanistan's another country? What did they do? Yeah, S2 Underground. Great stuff. Yeah, because reasons. That's why. Yeah, I never, like the entire time that I was in, I never understood that. I never understood that of like, why do I hate these people? I was like, well, they're on the other side of the planet though. What does that like? What does that have to do with anything? Like, what does Afghanistan have to do with anything? He might get sentenced to life in prison. Not bad. I don't want him to get life in prison, though. I'm so sick of criminals, career criminals, getting life in prison or just getting let out again. And it's like, no, dude, we need to start culling people. We need to start going back to you know, actual, like, getting rid of violent people. And I understand why we're not. And it's because, you know, we more or less live in an occupied nation. But that's what we should be. If we were in a real nation, if we were in a real country, then yeah, violent career criminals wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be a thing. Exactly. Firing squad or rope. You know, like I'm so sick of this. Like, what is the purpose of a life sentence? What does a life sentence do? How does a life sentence benefit anyone beyond just draining money from the tax dollars? From the taxpayer? Why are we paying for people to live out their days in jail, you know, with 3 hot meals and a roof over their head? Why are we doing that? Like, what does life in prison, how does that benefit anyone over just taking out the problem? I've never quite understood like why you would, because it feels very I don't know exactly what we're told is so heckin' evil about World War II. Like, I thought the whole narrative behind World War II was that incarceration is bad, is that putting people in camps is bad, is that locking people away is bad. And then here we are in America, and anytime anyone does anything bad, that's what we do with them. We lock them away. And it's like, well, I thought the narrative was that was bad and evil, but now we're doing it. And now it's okay. I don't make it make sense. But, you know, that's if you believe narratives, right? We are the rooftop Koreans now. Yeah, I go back and forth with we are the rooftop Koreans now, and we are the Rhodesians now. That's a kind of somewhere. Austin Metcalf doesn't have his life anymore. Old Anthony, oh crap, I'm getting too many comments. Ought to have yep. No, dude, that's my opinion. Is that no, he shouldn't get life in prison. No, he shouldn't get any prison sentence. Like at a certain point, there's no reason that like you shouldn't, like, the punishment should fit the crime. Why does the punishment not fit the crime? If you are caught red-handed, if you are caught and you are tried, if there is video evidence of you stealing, you should lose a hand. If you are caught stabbing someone and you kill them, that should be your punishment. And you know what? Yes, I do have the same opinion about rape. So I'm not going to do it, right? But like, I think it should be done. Now, how are you going to like, I definitely like, I don't want to go down the whole like believe all women route, because like I don't know how you would prove, like there's so many things, like how do you prove that? Like I don't know. I'm not in any position whatsoever to be, saying what. And that's another funny thing that like I legitimately find. Use a machine. Yeah, we'll do it the South Park. We'll do it that way. If you get caught raping, you get the machine. You get the pulverized to death or something. I don't know. It's literally called the criminal justice system for a reason. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be. Criminals shouldn't get justice. Why would violent criminals get justice? Did the email go out? Didn't do nothing. Lol. Kool-Aid Americans. Dude, we've got like, what was it? The KFC Americans. I like that one as well. That's one of my favorite like YouTube things of like how far I have to go to get away from KFC people. It's so funny too, because like everyone calls you like just all these like evil names and all these like oh you're a racist, and oh you're a Nazi, and oh you're this, and oh you're that, and oh you're this, and oh you're that. I'm like, no, dude, I just want to live in a homogenous society. I want to be able to go to my town. I want to be able to send my wife into town by herself and not have to worry about it. If we lived in a real society, if criminals were actually put down, because if you put down career criminals, I don't remember the exact statistic of it, but if you put down career criminals, then the vast majority of violence just kind of goes away. If career criminals specifically were held accountable, you would see so much violence just disappear out of the Western world. And it's so clear what's going on in Ireland right now, what's going on in Britain right now, what's going on in all of the UK right now, what's going on in Germany. It is so obvious what is happening to the Western world. And it's that the Western world is being flooded with third world people that hate us. Our demographics of our towns, of our hometowns, are changing before our very eyes. Everyone can see it. Unless you are one of the boomers that was able to escape into one of these 55 and up neighborhoods, one of these 55 and up towns that have, the gated towns with HOAs, and they have their own private police, of which I have now personally been to one of those. And that is wild, dude. It's so fucking dystopian. It's so unbelievably dystopian. You don't know what's going on in Ireland right now? The Irish are fighting back, and they're burning down buildings. They're burning down cars, and they're done with the migrants. The Irish are the Irish man has woken up. There's a lot going around on on Twitter of what's going on in Ireland right now. It's fascinating. But like I was saying, you get rid of career criminals, and there goes the vast majority of violence. You know, like it's so obvious. Like I was saying, gifted 5 PNW Guerrilla memberships. Good sir. Good sir. You are too kind. You are too kind. That's so we just got gifted 5 PNW memberships to 5 people on YouTube. So I guess everyone that's watching on YouTube, go claim one of those, because that's all right. All right. That's some community stuff right there. That's what you like to see. You love to see it, man. That's so cool. Like I was saying, that's so cool, man. That's so cool. I love seeing stuff like that. But yeah, the Irishman is fighting back. The Irishman's fighting back, and it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before enough people get mad. Before enough people Pacific Northwest. That is what PNW stands for. That is the region of which I live in. It's not actually called Pacific Northwest. That's just what we call it here. It's Pacific Northwest. That's just like the upper section of America. That's that little pocket up in the corner of America where it, literally doesn't stop raining ever. I unironically live in a torrential rainforest. It's fascinating. So like, and maybe I need to make more content explaining that, of when I tell you guys that something waterproof works, I'm telling you that something waterproof works. Like, if I recommend something waterproof, it's because it works. If I recommend something on my website that's waterproof, it's because it works. Because it's so damn wet here. Yeah, no, it's been pouring rain greatly. It's been dumping rain. Actually, it rained so hard last night that the seals that I'd done, all the caulking that I'd done in the top of my my chicken roof, actually gave way because there was so much rain, and that opened up a water pool into right where my chicks were, and it fried out their heat lamp, and then they all corralled together, and our youngest chick died last night because they were so wet and cold, and that's just because it was raining that hard. So I have a project ahead of me. Well, I solved most of it already, but I do need to go back through and I'm just gonna go overboard on waterproofing that chicken coop, because I don't want more chicks dying, man. I feel bad. I hate losing chickens, and I hate losing chicks. It just sucks. Yep. More weather control. And that's something fascinating as well, is how many people you start talking about weather control on social media, and how many people come out the woodwork to tell you that you're crazy and you're a conspiracy theorist and you're a psychopath and you're nuts and you need to be checked into a mental institution. I'm like, it's been proven, I don't know how many times, that our government has access to control the weather, that there's third-party companies that can manipulate the weather. Hell, there's uncovered government documents from Vietnam, Operation Popeye. You can look into it. The government knows how to manipulate the weather. Anyone right now trying to tell you that the government can't manipulate the weather, they are either A, absolutely and utterly just brain dead, or B, they're paid off. That's the only people that are trying to tell you that the government can't control the weather, because they can. And then, you say control the weather, and like, well, it's not that they can control the weather. They can manipulate the weather. I'm like, that's the same. Yes. Thank you, Captain Semantics. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Sorry. They can manipulate the weather. They can't control the weather. I'm so sorry. Those things are different. All right. We have a $20 super chat right here. I quit ICE because we were letting Playground Extraction Specialist, that's a new one, Playground Extraction Specialist go before trial, essentially letting them go free to their home country. Belfast is what happens when the native population says enough. I was, so as you guys, I started that, thank you. In this exact same breath, thank you for the $20, by the way. In that exact same breath, if you guys have not been tracking, if you guys haven't been seeing, I've been going to my local charter meetings. I've been sitting down and talking with my local sheriff. I still need to do an interview with my local sheriff. That will come soon. I'm sorry, guys. I've been so busy lately. I've been like this whole like new content journey thing has it's kind of like changed a lot in my life, and I'm not really like used to doing content this much. But that is a real thing. That is a real thing. And talking to my local sheriff and a couple of sheriff's deputies, they feel like their hands are tied, and they are demoralized that they don't feel like their job is even like there's not even a point to have sheriffs, because as soon as they catch an illegal, they bring them in, they book them, and they're just let back out, because Washington doesn't actually prosecute illegals. They're harboring them. We're like a sanctuary state, and you know they're Olympia is taking out all of their flock cameras. Tacoma and Seattle supposedly are getting rid of all of their flock cameras, which I agree with. I hate flock. I don't like flock. It's just funny that the only reason that all these liberal cities are getting rid of flock cameras is to protect illegals. And it's so funny that like there's so many liberals in Washington state that we agree on a lot of the same things, but for different reasons. It's so funny how much overlap is, you know, like the horseshoe theory. It's funny how much overlap there is between myself and liberals, but we believe the things for two completely different reasons. You know, like they're trying to harbor and protect illegals. I hate the police state. So we both hate flock. So I guess technically the end result is the same, but unfortunately, all of these illegal immigrants that are coming to Washington state, they're getting protected and harbored. And our local sheriff, of which is trying to enforce real laws, but he cannot work with ICE. My local sheriff and all of the sheriff's deputies cannot work with ICE because they passed laws in Washington state where if any sheriff deputy works with ICE, talks with ICE, does anything at all with ICE, they can be prosecuted and sued personally, and their personal assets can be sued and can be taken away from them for them working with ICE as a police officer. And I know a lot of people are also going to say that, like, you know, why would you stay in Washington state? Why would you have a company in Washington state? Why am I still trying to stay in Washington state? Why am I still trying to go to all these charter meetings and all these public meetings in Washington state, knowing that they're just trying to protect illegals and they're just trying to protect blacks, and they're just trying, not even just blacks, right? Because, and that's another thing that I don't think enough of us have talked about, of like, and it's a hard conversation to have, of like, there's a huge difference between American blacks and Africans, like off the boat Africans. American blacks and Africans, they are vastly different, and there was and is a good amount of American blacks that can act right, that have, you know, stayed out of the ghetto and aren't like ghetto types, and they just want to function in society. They exist. I have proof of it. Unfortunately, there's too much proof of the other side. There's too much violence. There is too many career criminals. There's too much that is not being held accountable for. So what are we all going to gravitate towards? What are we all going to look at? It's the so many. It's the per capita. We're looking at how much violence there is and how much it's completely unchecked, and how many white people and how many Asian people, because it's not just whites. So many people like to say that this is black on white thing. It's not. It's not at all. It feels like blacks versus everyone. It feels like Indians versus everyone. And because it really seems like blacks and Indians and Muslims, right? Like they kind of keep to themselves. A little bit of the Mexicans too. And it kind of seems like they sort of stick to themselves, right? And then this is just my speculation. This is my opinion. This is how I view it. I could be wrong. You guys might have more, more anecdotal proof and more evidence of it. But it really does feel like the Asians and the whites are primarily the ones that are doing everything that they can to abide by the law and be good law-abiding citizens. We want to be taxpayers. We want to be homogenous. We want to get along. And then you have all of these immigrants and these inner city ghetto blacks, ghetto American blacks, which once again are vastly different than Africans. It's fascinating, honestly, because I do think that like before COVID, right? The vast majority of immigrants that came to this country, they had to want to be here. They had to want to put in effort to be here. You had to try to be in America before COVID. But because of all these NGOs, because of all of these NGOs that are, mostly owned by the same people, go figure. And I made a YouTube video on this recently, is that all these NGOs, it without a doubt feels like Star Wars, Clone Wars, where they had, and because it's funny too, you look at the population statistics of India and you look at the population statistics of Africa, and in the year 1900, they were only a couple 100 million. And then you had all of this humanitarian aid. And because of all this humanitarian aid that was also vastly funded by the same people, their populations exploded. And it feels like the Star Wars plot line of the Clone Wars, where, you have all of these militant people, that these clones that are ready to go. And then as soon as the population goes from, I did the exact math on the last YouTube video on the Star Wars Clone Wars conspiracy. I forget exactly what I titled it as, but the numbers went from like 200 million to like 1.8 billion in like 100 years. And it was because they were allowed, they were shipped so much humanitarian aid. They were able to reproduce vastly beyond their means. And then once they did mass reproduce, all of those people that didn't exist 100 years ago are now being flooded into the first world. And is there any proof otherwise? Is there like, am I the crazy? Am I insane? Or am I like the hyper noticer guy? They're like, hey, boop, 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 boop. That all fits together. Well, that's weird. That's interesting. Huh. Wonder why that is. I wonder why you would want to destabilize a population. I wonder why you would want to flood a homogenous society with, millions and millions of violent, aggressive third world people. I wonder why you would repeal in 1964 the Hart-Celler Act, which was also, also primarily funded and drafted by the same people. Interesting. And then you have feminism, which was also funded by and pushed by the same people. And you have all of these things that all just kind of like come together. And you're just like sitting there, you're like, huh, that's interesting. Probably nothing to look into, though. No. We're crazy. We're racist. We're evil. We're bad for noticing these things. Because somehow in the year 2026, being able to use your own eyes, being able to see and hear and be able to piece things together, somehow you're bad. Somehow you're the bad guy for being able to see and come together to deduce, oh, wow, look at all this is happening in front of me. It's very clearly on purpose. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm just some heckin' racist and I just hate people. It's so crazy being told like day in and day out that you just hate people. And it's like, no, I don't. Nick Fuentes, actually, and I'm not like the biggest Nick Fuentes fan, but he hit the nail on the head on one of his recent streams, where he was talking about that if Black people were known for being courteous if Black people were known for being good tippers, if Black people were known for going into restaurants and acting right and being kind and being courteous and tipping well and thank you, ma'am. If that was the stereotype, no one would care. No one would care. There wouldn't be this, like, we don't just hate anyone. It's the content of the character and the per capita, what we can see day in and day out. No, I didn't just like one day wake up and be like, wow, I hate immigrants. Like, what? No, it's that we can see with our own eyes that our government is giving special treatment to non-citizens, to foreigners. We can see it with our own eyes. All these foreigners driving brand new cars in brand new houses. Hell, Washington State actually has a law on the books. Well, it's not a law, but they have it on the books where Black first-time home buyers, they get $150,000 grant, free taxpayer money to buy their first house. I don't fucking get that. I don't just get free money. I don't just get a grant to go buy a house. I don't get given free cars. Look at all the Somalian scams. Do you think I would be able to get away with that? You think for a millisecond a white person would be able to get away with the same bullshit that all these immigrants are allowed to get away with? No. And it's absolutely bonkers, and it's insane that we even have to say this out loud. It is nuts that I even have to say this, because somehow in current year, it legitimately feels like people have gotten dumber. It feels like the NPCs have gotten dumber. Someone's here. Oh, hurrah. Okay, we're good. It was not a no knock. We're good. Stand down. Stand down. We're good. We're fine. Anyway. Okay, that was a good little rant. I'm gonna go back to. Wow, I missed out a lot on the chat. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Hold on. You right. There's Lamp. Is everyone happy now? There's Lamp. Okay. Is he plugged in? Hey. All right. Lamp is here. Hold on. We should probably prop it up slightly. No, that's not high enough. I guess I'll use this candle that's available at ODGG Supply, the company that I own. You should go buy this candle. It's good. And now this candle is going to be used to prop up Lampy. Okay. There. You guys happy? Now there's a lamp. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's so funny. Immediately the chat's just like, he's getting raided. Immigrants get a $250,000 business loan to buy gas stations for free with no collateral. Yep. So it's like specifically Sikhs and Indians. They get tax-free loans to buy gas stations. There is actually there is one singular gas station in my county that is still white owned, and that is out in LB, Washington. And I go out of my way to buy gas in LB, Washington. I go out of my way when I'm going out in the mountains that I will skip by every gas station, every convenience store, and I go to LB, Washington, and that's where I buy my gas, and that's where I get my lickies and chewies and my snacks. Because why not? We got one last white-owned gas station, and no, I'm gonna support it. LB, Washington, fun fact. LB, Washington is actually a 100% white town in Western Washington. We still have one. LB, Washington is 100% white, and that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I'm actually I've been storyboarding for a YouTube video on my the town that I'm living in right now, and I've been storyboarding for this video on like the history of my town. And it's disheartening, but it is kind of cool watching how this town has changed, and how some of the original buildings of the town that I'm in are still standing to this day. But that was one thing of watching the race demographics change. I was like, because once again, you can see it in real time. You can watch it in real time of everything changing. It's fascinating, really. But you know. There I go, being a heckin' racist. How do you find that info? Google it. Grok. So I was all of the stuff, for if you are asking me, all the stuff that I was researching for my next history video, I was getting. Hilariously enough, I actually got a decent amount of my information from a Facebook page. Go figure. That I could not find anywhere else on the internet. I found a bunch of stuff on this Facebook page, and that's how I found out that some of the original buildings were the original buildings. And then it was fucking day is it? Yeah, yesterday I went into town and I even stopped by and I was just like, hey, so I saw online this is an original building. Was this actually built in 1905? And he's like, yeah, this is the original building. I'm like, that's so cool. My local feed store was the first building ever built in my town. Like the feed store that I bought all of my chickens from, the feed store that I get all of my feed from, the feed store that I get everything from was the first building built in my town. And you know what? I just think that's cool. I just think that's cool. It has nothing to do with anything, but I think it's cool. Sorry, I'm texting my wife. Even though my text probably won't send because I have no service here. Also, I might leave you guys with Lampy again for a sec because your boy's got a bis. Scroll the damn comments, you ho. No, I'm not in the town of Rainier. Rainier is a beautiful town, though. I'm in Graham, Washington. Docks. I've been doxxed so many fucking times. At this point, of how many times I've been doxxed, I'm surprised when people don't know where I live. Whatever happened to that waste of the pedestrian overpass? It's still getting built. It's actually supposed to be finished being built next month. We'll see if it is, but they're still working on it. Are there joggers there? Yeah, I think we had, if I remember correctly. Is this the storyboard? Hold on, I might have it right here. No, I think it's in my car. Washington State budget, Carbonado Bridge. No, these are other videos. I still need to do this video, by the way. Keep putting that off. I like history videos. I just one thing I've learned about like making history videos, like video essays, is that like it's mostly just reading out loud and then editing stuff over it. I didn't realize that like that's how video essays were. It makes sense, but like it's mostly just reading your own words. And I've been kind of, once again, I know guys, I have that overanalysis paralysis kind of thing, but I've been like kind of back and forth on like the history videos about like what's the right way to do it. And like, because one issue that I have with YouTube right now is that I'm trying to balance how much effort I put into something because I don't want to like waste my time, if that makes sense. But if I remember correctly, the jogger percentage of my town was like it's like 10% or something like that. It's more than you would think, but yeah, it was something like that, which is crazy because I was looking at the statistics of 2006 because they passed an initiative to grow the town in 2006, and it was since then to now the race statistics have changed drastically. Of which I'm starting to wonder maybe is on purpose. I mean, their plan was to grow the town, and it's fat. The reason I'm doing the YouTube video is that it's growing in ways that I don't really like. Don't talk about 100% white towns. They will target it. It's not like the information's not out there. Like, have you read the Quran? Yes, I have actually. I've read the Quran. I've read the New Testament. I've read the Old Testament. I've read the Mormon Bible, and I've read yeah, I think that's about the majority of my religious texts that I've read. We are so far past the tipping point. Yep. Washington is so much better when we still had a timber industry. Yeah, there's a lot about the timber industry here that could have been handled way better than it is. It's crazy how much logging is still taking place here. But the vast majority of wood isn't actually going to Washington State residents. It's being shipped overseas. And that I understand trade. I get trade. I loathe and hate in no, like, I don't even know how to articulate how much I hate that we're sending the vast majority of our goods overseas that we need here. Like that, I don't know if I could possibly be more upset by that. Do you guys actually get an end chain? No, I'm not seeing it. Oh, wait a minute. That would only been on YouTube. Okay. I'm on I'm viewing this through StreamYard right now. I'm multi-streaming, so I'm seeing everyone's comments in conjunction. So that's gonna screw up what I can see. Actually, technically, I think I should be streaming to YouTube twice. So I might be getting. Am I streaming to YouTube twice? I don't know how to check this. Sorry, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me here. I am I literally downloaded StreamYard today. Like, I am new here. Normally, it's Ian running StreamYard, but something I wanted to be able to do was kind of stream whenever I want. That was, I think that was one main reason I stopped streaming. Is that like the only time that I could stream was at night, and that's something that I'm trying to. Yeah, right there. A lot of people aren't able to get my streams because I always stream at I used to stream at like weird times. By timber industry, I specifically meant for us and our mills. Yeah, no, absolutely. If logging specifically, like if logging in Washington State was for Americans and only for Americans, I would I would have a lot less issue with it. If logging was actually handled correctly, if after they logged, if they properly burned after they logged to, resaturate the land, and like anyone knowledgeable even like slightly on how timber works, even like barely, knows that you cut and then you burn, and that enriches the soil, and then that grows back healthier. Like, this doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Maybe we should import some more rocket scientists from the third world. That really help us out, guys.
As a proud 2-time winner of the N Chain on YouTube, it has happened in lulz. That's too funny. No, that is something though of like what if Yusa can count to 10. Oh crap, I lost the comment. If Yusa can count to 10, I'm going back to Africa. You know, I don't see another solution to all of this beyond a national divorce. Like we're either going to have a national divorce and there's going to be mass segregation, or there's going to be a race war. I because I like mass deportations. That's the nice option. That is the nicest option possible. Mass deportations is the nicest option possible. The next one would be a national divorce. And after that would be some sort of civil war slash revolution slash race war. I don't know, but like, I don't want that. I know that a lot of people on the internet are calling for violence, and a lot of people are saying that they want a revolution. And a lot of people are saying that they want violence and that they want a race war and they want a revolution and they want all this. And I know that I'm not a combat veteran, so I can't speak for combat. I've never been overseas. I've never killed brown people in a sand country. I'm so sorry that I've never killed brown people in a sand country, so I can't talk on violence. But I can talk on discomfort. I have spent a lot of time being uncomfortable. I have spent a lot of time out in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest being uncomfortable, living under a tarp, living in a waterproof bivvy, living in a bushcraft shelter. I have spent. I'm in the mountains almost at least 1 to 2 days a week. I have spent a lot of time being uncomfortable. And I don't think that most people that are calling for violence understand what they're asking for. A lot of people calling for violence, I don't think you know what you're asking for. I don't think you understand the ramifications. I don't think you understand the aftermath. So many people are so unorganized right now. I mean, like, so many people are individualistic. Like, we've all become addicted to this individualistic lifestyle. And how many people even have friends to rely on? If the power goes out, and there's actually a civil war in America, a lot of people aren't going to make it. Most people probably aren't going to make it. It's not going to be like 1776. It's not going to be like the first American Revolution. And too many people don't understand that. You don't understand what you're asking for when you say that you want a civil war or a revolution or a race war. You don't understand. Because when the first American Revolution kicked off, everyone was self-sufficient. Literally everyone was self-sufficient. Everyone had a farm. Everyone had a fireplace. Everyone was able to live like by themselves. They did not need the government. The vast majority of Americans probably would not live 3 months of the power being out. If the power were to go out for any reason whatsoever, most people probably wouldn't live. I don't think most people understand how squishy we actually are. No, right there, even me. I'm not immune to it. But like, how long do you think this food storage is actually going to last? Like, if my property was rated by 1,000 people, 1,000 Africans, if they gave like from the Turner Diaries, right? If they assigned a whole boat of Africans and they gave them my address, there's nothing I could do. There's if I had 100 men on this property, be surrounded. You got artillery from the distance. Like you could ambush me on the road. People don't understand how vulnerable the vast majority of us actually are. People don't understand how squishy we actually are. Most people have never been uncomfortable. The vast majority of Americans have never even gone 48 hours without food. I would say the vast majority of Americans have never gone 48 hours without food. So, everyone that's, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be or there will never be, a war in America, because that's the route we're going. I mean, we are right away from the 250-year mark of the founding of this country. And it's rare. It's very rare that any empire lasts longer than 250 years. I think Rome was the only empire to ever last 250 years that I can think of, at least. There might be others, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Stand by. Okay. Looks like we're doing a sale tomorrow, not today. Oh, well. The Ottoman Empire. Okay. So the Ottoman Empire and Rome lasted more than 250 years. Nonetheless, though, I said what I said of fear porn is gay. It's not fear porn. I think that a lot of people take me out of context of this. Of like, it's not fear porn. It's just reality. That's just the honest reality of the vast majority of people have never been uncomfortable. The vast majority of people have never been hungry. So like the guys that are like asking for like a full on war. You don't know what you're getting into, bud. You don't know what you're getting into. I mean, how many people do you think can even hold their rifle up for 2 minutes? How many people can actually patrol a property, like keeping your rifle up the entire time? It's taxing. It's absolute taxing. Hell, just go. Do you even have, and I'm like, you guys will see it in one of my upcoming videos. I did a little range day recently, and I shot, what was it? It was somewhere around 400 rounds or so in like an hour. And by the end of it, like, dude, my trigger finger was like toast. So like even this in itself, I mean, like how many people are actually conditioned to do anything outside of your, stupid little 9 to 5? Not many. I hate to be like that guy for the reality check, and it sounds doomer of me, and I'm not trying to be a doomer. It's just, that's the honest truth. That's the reality. Most people aren't ready for shit, especially with an 11-pound AR. Fuck you. I like my heavy gun. Thank you. Yeah, no, people calling me a doomer is like, dude, I'm the we're gonna make it guy. I'm the never KYS guy. Like, come on, get out of here. I ain't no fucking doomer. Fuck you. Get out of here. I'm a fucking doomer. As if. Yeah. Yeah, no, 300 round range day. Like, dude, it's like, especially if you're doing drills where you're on the ground and you're off the ground, you're on the ground and you're off the ground, and you're going from the prone and then you're like like going from standing to dropping to the prone, shooting, and then doing a reload, literally doing 2 rounds, drop to the prone, 2 rounds, reload, 2 rounds. And if you just do that over and over and over for an hour, like, and I'm not saying that, like, okay, it's so, I hate that how many people are like,
oh, well, in my hyper specific scenario, I would just live on my property, and I would never leave my property. And if you come on my property, you're gonna meet my double barrel shotgun.
It's like, dog. I feel like so many people don't live in reality. I feel like so many people have watched way too many fucking movies. As someone who has watched a lot of movies, I have pop culture references all over my fucking arms, okay? I was cringe. I know. I get it. I watched so many movies. I know. Instead of having a father figure, I had Hollywood movies. I know. I get it. I understand playing video games and watching movies and not being in touch with reality. I understand. But at a certain point, you have to fucking grow up. At a certain point, you have to accept reality of, like, this isn't like the video games. putting on full kit, putting on a ruck, having a heavy ass rifle, and then rucking 6 miles is fucking hard. It is legitimately challenging. And so many people do not understand how challenging doing just anything actually is. But you know, that's just me being a heckin' doomer, right? No, but I do foresee riots. I do foresee a lot of riots. Are those riots going to come to the suburbs? That's the real question. You know, how much do these people actually hate us, and how spicy is this actually going to get? You know, and if not now, then when, right? But like, it's so funny when a lot to talk about with that topic, dude. That's oh, dude, why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Why would I ruck 6 miles when I can drive right up to Big G's house and introduce myself? Yeah, I'm not. I don't even. I hope that's rage bait because I'm not even gonna introduce that. Yeah, actually, Grand Thumb. Me and him were talking recently about us doing a rucking video today. Is he actually going to do a rucking video with me? I don't know, but it'd be cool. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I don't agree with Grand Thumb's morals. I'm like, yeah, fucking neither do I. But like, content's content. Like, if I have the opportunity to collab with a massive channel and get my name out there and get my company out there, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take that opportunity. I don't have to agree with the fact that, you know, he's a piece of shit, like, you know, marriage wise. Okay. Like, I don't have to agree with that. Content's content. Teach people how to pack a ruck properly. So that's the thing, is that I would like to get onto other and bigger channels where I can actually give proper information on like what I do personally out in the mountains and what I have expertise in personally out in the mountains. Cause I would say that I am way more knowledgeable and I have learned so much more since getting out of the military than when I was in the military. Wait, what? I just sent it to you. Yeah, when opportunity knocks. Wait, would you guys stop commenting so much? Holy shit, dude. It's so hard to keep up with the chat. You guys are fucking this up, okay? I'm used to a smaller chat than this, all right? Okay. Where was that? I was just reading a comment. Now I can't find it. Okay, well, when somebody said when opportunity knocks, something, something, something. That was something that I was thinking about recently, is that when the Lethally Poor series was very first kicking off, like in 2023, when the Lethally Poor series was kicking off and we were getting all kinds of views, me and Huck, the opportunity knocking, that was something that one of the dumbest fucking moves that I ever made on YouTube was thinking that somehow I was above taking sponsorships. And Huck and I did not take any sponsorships on the YouTube channel. And looking back on it, I don't know why. I thought that somehow I was above taking sponsorships. And that was the dumbest thing. That was the dumbest thing. Hey, speaking of Ireland, fun fact, I am not allowed to ship to Ireland right now. If you guys didn't know, I cannot ship military surplus to Ireland. Before things were getting spicy, I was able to ship to Ireland, and I was shipping to Ireland, and I have shipped quite a bit of military surplus to the UK. Right now I cannot ship anything to Ireland. I can still ship to some countries in the UK. I just had somebody make a an order this morning from Norway. So like I'm still shipping to the UK, I'm still shipping to Canada. I will do my absolute best to ship internationally for anyone that wants military surplus. I'm doing my absolute best. If you guys want MREs, if you guys want backpacks, rucksacks, clothes, I sell it. I'm doing my absolute best to ship to whoever needs gear right now. I do my best to keep my prices low. I really try. It's unfortunate that that I have, you know, I have more overhead than I had 2 years ago, and my prices had to go up. The prices of shit has gone up for me. There's now tariffs on military surplus that I'm getting from Germany, which sucks because I get a lot of my military surplus from Germany, and it's just getting more expensive, and it's probably going to get more expensive. But I'm doing my absolute best to try to supply everyone that wants military surplus with military surplus. No, I do not sell. Well, technically, I sell lamps. Technically, I sell lanterns. If you want to be, it's not like lamps, but I do sell lanterns. So I mean, trying to keep Lampy like right behind the comments because then you guys, it should be easier to see the comments because then there's not like the stuff in the background. But yeah. How can I take you seriously with that sad ass lava lamp? I just turned it on. Okay. I turned it on like 30 minutes ago. Give her a second. How and when can I get on for some classes? I do not necessarily host classes. I have open events. I do not like, I mean, I guess I host land nav classes if you want to be technical. What's my take on Ireland? My take on Ireland is that based white man. You love to see it. You love to see it. How much is shipping your MREs to Alaska? Should be about the same price as shipping to Florida. I believe Florida and Alaska are about the same price. Oddly enough, Alaska is not as expensive to ship to as you would think. It is expensive, but it's not as expensive as you would think. I couldn't tell you the exact price right now of how much it's shipped to Alaska. Sorry, I don't have that metrics on me right now. I need retound flecktarn pants and a parka for the wet air. Retound? Round? Do you mean round? Do you mean fat guy sizes? I think you meant fat guy sizes. Okay. I wanted to get in for the land nav class, but I missed where to sign up. If you guys want to train with me, the best thing you can possibly do is to hit up my Telegram and hold on. I can give you guys the Telegram link right now. Where's the share button? I'm so bad at technology. It's honestly hilarious. Where's the share button, bro? Forward? No, not forward. Copy link. Copy message link? Maybe? If you want to train with me, you have to join my Telegram channel. I'm trying to get the link to my Telegram channel in the chat. Okay. That should be the Telegram link. Should. Anyway, if you guys want to train with me, if you guys are in Western Washington and you want to train with me, the best thing that you could do is to join my Telegram and you can come out and train with me. I have a open invite PT test that is going to be hosted at my warehouse the 13th of June, which, oh God, that's the Saturday. Oh, I'm so fat and out of shape. Ugh, crap. I'm about to bomb that. Ugh. Anyway, there's a PT test this weekend. If you guys would like to come out for a PT test. Do y'all calm up in the mountains? Yes, we do. But that being said, if shit ever gets crazy, if the power goes out, anything like that, then no, I'm not using fucking radios because, you know, emit and die. You're giving away your position. That being said, Unrelated. Everyone watch Lamp for a second. After piss. Oh, thank God. Oh, I feel like I was about to blow an O-ring. Okay. Based, we will have our home again. Based. It's kind of cold in here. Turn on the heater. Man, live streaming directly from my laptop is I'm enjoying this so far. This is nice. So, Lamp, what are your thoughts on the stability of the Middle East? That's too funny. P&W is now relieved, bro. I thought it was almost over. It was almost over. I about checked out. Also, did I? Oh, there it is. Huzzah! Come here. Sorry, guys. I gotta plug in my heckin' phone. Oh, we're so back. It was almost over. Almost, but it wasn't. Yeah, if it was up to me, we would stay the absolute F out of the Middle East. I don't know why I said F and not fuck. I would, if it was up to me, if I was in charge of which, I forget who on Twitter said it recently, but someone was saying that we should just take a business owner in the Middle East, or in the Middle East, in the Midwest of America. We should take a white business owner, and he has to be married and he has to have kids, and just put him in charge of the country. Put him in charge of the country for a year. Just see what happens. And I'm like, yeah, that might work. Yeah, that might work. You know, you just take one guy, like he has to have like over like 120 IQ, and you just put him in charge of everything and just see what happens. You know, honestly, like, yeah, no, honestly, like that would work. That might work. You know, just like you find some farm owner, right? And like, you know, he's got a slew of kids, and you're just like, here, boss, you're emperor now. You got a year. See what you can do. Because like, your videos have been so insightful lately. Thank you. Always looking forward to the next one. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun getting back into content. I've really been enjoying getting back into content. I have. But yeah, no, man, like, just giving some white guy that, you know, he has to hit, like, you know, the status quo, and just give him free reign of the country. See what happens. You know, like, at this rate, you know, like, what's the worst that could happen, man? Like, it's not like he's gonna make the country worse. Bro's gonna be too good, and he won't come back. I mean, you know, maybe we're a monarchy now, you know? Does the Middle East even bench bro? You know, it's honestly, it's fascinating. The more you start researching about the Middle East, and the more you realize that the majority of the Middle East was very recently actually civilized. The majority of the Middle East was not Islamic until the 1900s. The majority of the Middle East was doing pretty well, actually. Like, if you look into look up photos, like type in photos, Afghanistan college 1970s, just that right there. Afghanistan, college, 1970s. Afghanistan was almost a first world country. Like they weren't a Muslim third world shithole. You know, like all the photos and everything that we see now of the rubble in Iraq, Afghanistan, Gaza, Lebanon, all of that rubble. Where do you think that rubble came from? They used to be buildings. They used to be civilized. Those used to be cities. You know, it was between Russia and America, and then now, you know, our greatest ally. They've been just demolishing and destabilizing countries for 80 years, give or take. It's fascinating how much, the more you look into it, you know, and that's the issue with Carmelo Anthony and talking about Carmelo Anthony is that, yes, I am Tataria pilled. I actually plan on doing a deep dive video into Tataria. I have the Book of Enoch. I've been reading the Book of Enoch lately. I have so many deep dive like shorts from Tataria, and I do plan on doing like a whole like conspiracy theory video on that. And it doesn't matter if you believe in Tataria or not. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I love that conspiracy theory. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. The Book of Enoch is satanic. What? That's a new one. I haven't heard that one yet. The Quran literally has the entire story. Where are we at with the Druze? I don't know that one. Yeah, I've read the Quran, but I'm gonna be real with you, Haas. You know, you lost me. That ain't me. You know, do you have fun? But you know, anyone that believes in the Quran, you should be deported to the Middle East. You shouldn't be. It's not a Western religion. It's not a you're not a Westerner. You know, like you should be in the Middle East. You know, I think that's probably like my biggest thing right now. That is my biggest thing, especially with the Carmelo Anthony case, with all the immigrants, is that my standpoint on America, my opinion on America is 3 a.m. at a bar. That is my solution for America. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. That is my solution for America. Someone ban Quran thumb. I mean, like, yeah. No, Haas. Nope. You ain't like, no, just no. Just no. No. It is interesting how many like conspiracy theories and how many like stories and whatnot that I haven't heard of. And I'm new to. I do wonder though, because this stream can continue going as I scroll Twitter. I wonder, hey, look at that. I'm at 115,000 followers now on Twitter. Well, hot dog. I think I gained like 200 today alone. That's wild. Oh, it did post that I was live. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. Is there anything new on Twitter, guys? Is there anything insane? Oh, Native Patriots live right now? Oh, he's not live. That bugs the shit out of me. Maurice, if you're watching this, I hate that so much. I can't believe how much I hate that. I hate when I click on Native Patriots channel and it's not him streaming, it's someone else. I hate that. You know, like I understand multiple people being on one channel and you know, you're able to, everyone's always streaming. So you always have views on your channel, but I loathe going on someone's channel and it's not them. Like, and I'll say that to his face. I don't care. I absolutely hate clicking on someone's page or when they're live and it's not them. That just irritates me. Seems like most of Twitter right now is just rage baiting the Carmelo Anthony supporters. Let's see. Northern Ireland, Belfast, we have more rioting and more burning. Migrants being turned around in their cars. Let's see. Looks like we got some buildings on fire. Oh, there's specifically migrant homes being set ablaze in Belfast, Ireland. That's crazy. The Irishman has officially woken up. Man, it's so wild, like living in like modern world, right? Living in modern world, and I was saying this recently of like it's so interesting when somebody like starts getting beat down that you thought was invincible. It's kind of like that whole thing of oh, I'm about to make a pop culture reference, guys. I'm about to make a pop culture reference. I'm gonna do a heckin' cringe in Iron Man 2, where they had like the main plot point was that, you know, if you can make God bleed, then people will cease to believe in him. It's interesting, like large countries that you know, you've grown up to believe were kind of like invincible. Watching them get like their ass kicked in any way, shape, or form, you're just like, oh, huh. I've spent so many years thinking that you guys were invincible, and like here we are. That's crazy. Okay. Want to go to Goy Stock, a festival for goys and goy music. How is that any different than Woodstock? Isn't that the same thing? That's like the same thing. Oh no. Where is... Oh, you know what? I got a power strip over here. I wasn't prepared to be streaming this long. So now I gotta like actually plug in my laptop, plug in my phone, so like nothing gets borked. And okay. And we're plugged in. Let's go. Okay. And we're back. No, the USA no longer wins wars because wars weren't meant to be won. George Orwell said that like that was one of his main things that George Orwell said, is that the war is meant to be continuous. And it's so true. It's so unbelievably... My YouTube stopped working for a bit. Oh no. Oh no. It's never been so over. No, it's like, it's so obvious that that the wars were never meant to be won. It's just one continuous war after another. And you know, we have to be in the Middle East, and we have to be at war. And you know, we've always been at war with East Asia. No, we've always been allies with I forget which countries were in 1984, but like it really is interesting how much the our government at the federal level and the national level, or the federal level and the state level, it's fascinating how much they don't even feel like people anymore. You know, it's like they don't even, like, it's like they don't even feel like actors. They don't feel like people. It's like they're not even trying. You know, and we're all just kind of like going through the motions. I think that's another thing to be said of like demoralization. Speaking of conspiracies, do you think the Jays would have let Christianity grow after killing Christ, or did they stand up Christianity to make a sacrificial race? like the chickens, but people. I don't know, man. Unfortunately, that's, above my pay grade. I know everyone wants my opinions, and that's like the point that we're streaming, but that is well above my pay grade. I couldn't tell you on that one. Oceania, was that it? Free Chud the Builder, absolutely. That's the crazy thing right now, especially with like Carmelo Anthony, Chud the Builder, Henry Nowak. You have Irina Zarutska. Like we have recent event after recent event after recent event, and as once again, as cringe as it sounds, and like no one should be surprised here, was the pop culture guy for a while, but the Watchmen. That's it. It feels like white people are being hunted. It feels like white people are being prosecuted. And I've made videos about this before, but it legitimately feels, I don't know. Oh no, I'm saying I feel. It feels like we grew up, the vast majority of Westerners, the vast majority of white people in Western countries, even non-white people in Western countries. We grew up with a lot of unspoken laws, a lot of unspoken rules. We were civilized. We were in a natural preserve, right? We've become domesticated. We grew up domesticated. And we haven't really thought much outside of our preserve. And now there is wild animals that do not care about our laws. They do not care about our rules. They do not care about our morals. They're wild animals that are in our preserve, and they are hurting our people. And for the most part, I'd say most people that are in the preserve don't exactly understand what's happening yet. They don't understand or they don't want to understand, because understanding is uncomfortable. For anyone that's ever watched The Matrix, the older you get, the harder it is to, lift the veil. The harder it is to see reality for what it is, because accepting the comfortable reality is easier. It's astronomically easier to accept the comfortable lie instead of, the violent truth. Most people don't want the violent truth, and I've noticed this so much with a lot of content around that topic, that people get they get aggressive, they get defensive when you speak out against their comfort, because people will do absolutely anything to hold on to that comfort. People that are comfortable will do anything to hold on to that comfort. A perfect, once again, I'm a pop culture nerd, but the first season of the Fallout TV show, there was that black dude, I forget his name, doesn't matter. The black dude that was he was a scribe, and then he became a paladin, and he went to the vault for the first time, and he tasted comfort for the first time. And even while, and I realize it's a TV show, but it is a perfect analogy. It's a perfect analogy, because he spent his entire life in the wasteland, and he experienced comfort for the very first time. He was watching a TV show. He had a bowl of popcorn, and he sees raiders right outside his window actively killing people. And he didn't want to stand up. He didn't want to get up because he was comfortable. He had slippers on. And it was the first time that he'd ever been comfortable. And comfortable people are dangerous because they will sabotage anything and everything they can to remain comfortable. Comfortable people will sell you out to try to keep that comfort. And even if they think that they won't win in the end, even if they think they won't live, like their entire days, they will sell out as many people as they can to stay as comfortable as they can as long as they can. The comfortable Westerner, especially the older folk that are extremely comfortable, younger folk as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to exclude anyone of this sin, because comfort, sloth is a sin. Gluttony is a sin, and even if you're not religious, you can look around at gluttonous people and you're like, it's disgusting. What is wrong with you? You can look at egregiously lazy people. You're like, bro, what's wrong with you? What is this? This is disgusting. How are you okay with just being fat and disgusting? How can you bear to look at yourself every day knowing that you're 200 pounds overweight? When a pair of running shoes, $50, you can go on a run. Anyone, literally fucking anybody can go on a walk. Anyone can go on a run. Your knees are shot, buy a fucking bicycle. Go to your local Goodwill and buy a bicycle. What, another $20? A used bike? Go do some fucking cardio, you fat fuck. You're disgusting. You disgust me. I do not understand how so many people have... No, I do understand. I do understand. That's a lie. I understand, but I hate it. As someone that loves being comfortable, I appreciate my comfort more than you do, because I put myself through discomfort so I can appreciate my comfort. I regularly put myself through discomfort and uncomfortable situations and ruck marches and going out in camping in the pissing rain. And you know what? No, it's not going to save the West. No, I'm not some badass. I'm not some hardcore, like I'm the most hardcore tribalist, based Chad Alpha. No. I'm trying to harden my own body. I am trying to make it so the smaller things don't affect me as much. There was an Instagram video I was watching a while ago, and this guy, he goes on trail runs, and he was talking about how much he appreciates how much his trail runs suck. And he's talking about how much he appreciates that he understands why it's so important to suffer on these like long trail runs. And that he was in an airport recently, and there was a family of just like goobers. And you probably know like the Ned Flanders type, right? And how they were just getting all kinds of flustered about their baggage and if they were going to make their flight on time, and if they were going to get to this on time, and they were just making this huge kerfuffle over nothing. And he was saying that how important it is to put yourself through discomfort. So those simple things are just kind of like, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Now that's one example out of I don't know how many, but I do think that the average, and this perfectly goes back into the beginning of the stream. The average person is not hard enough. The average person is not conditioned enough. People that are asking for violence and asking for war and are asking for all of these things. It's like, when was the last time you were even uncomfortable? And I realize that's pretty much been this entire stream of me ranting about being uncomfortable. Let's say, when was the last time you were uncomfortable at all? It's good. It's good to be uncomfortable. Good little rant. Yeah, I once again. Yep. Watch where the money goes. Watch where the money goes. Watch your local Craigslist and your local Facebook marketplace, because because I do see that the riots being astroturfed, but who knows? Can I actually put this user in a timeout? I don't know how to. I don't know how to take you out of timeout, but you know, there we go, I guess. How do we feel about renewable energy, wind turbines, and solar farms? If they were used properly, if they were maintained properly, if they were installed properly, I firmly believe that if you're going to make a solar farm, it should probably be over a parking garage. It should probably be over parking area. You know, like every single Walmart parking lot could be a solar farm, and you could just cover the parking lot with solar panels, and that would make sense. You know, we don't need to be taking up farmland to plant solar. You know, if you're going to put solar anywhere, you know, put it somewhere it wasn't going to be used otherwise. That's my opinion. Wind turbines, everything that I've seen from them, they're a joke. Yes, nuclear gang. Bring back nuclear plants. Bring back nuclear power. It's absolute BS conspiracy theory that that nuclear power is bad. Just, no. Heading up to Seattle tonight. Who wants a ride? You have fun with that, boss. All you. You do your thing, boo. I will be staying right the fuck here. I don't like going to Seattle normally. I stay so far away from Seattle as much as I can. That YouTube video that I did of me going up and interviewing homeless people in Seattle, you couldn't tell it. I put on a really good face for that video, but loathe Seattle so much. I don't want to walk down a sidewalk and it just smells like piss and shit and vile. I don't care how much they clean it up and they make it look nice. It's not. It's disgusting. It feels unsafe. You're constantly on edge. You're constantly looking over your shoulder, and I don't like being there. I don't want to be in Seattle. I don't like being in Seattle. I don't like being around Seattle. I don't know why. I don't know how or why anyone likes being in Seattle. I don't get it. I don't understand how anyone has gotten, especially the liberal types, you know, I don't understand how or why that, like, how do you feel uncomfortable? How do you not feel uncomfortable being in inner cities, being surrounded by violence constantly? Like, how do you go on social media like daily and preach all of this like love and peace and all this while you're passing and seeing violence constantly? Oh damn, I thought you were talking about what? Sometimes I can't tell if people are talking to themselves in the chat or me. Yeah, Ireland's crazy right now, guys. Ireland is absolutely bonkers right now. That's yeah. Ireland's getting spicy. If you guys aren't watching Ireland right now, that's been something I've been really keeping my eyes on. They have to shut off their brain to traverse Seattle, I guess. If you want to be like a normie type in Seattle, you have to have some really, really hard, just like brain shut off, or you have to have some like you're lying to yourself in some kind of a way. If you honestly like living in like that inner city filth, like the people that like living in Chicago, people that like living in New York, people that enjoy living in you know hell any of these inner cities. Why? I don't get it. You know, do you just like being surrounded by chaos constantly? Do you like feeling at like uneasy constantly? And which is comical because I realized that I was just had this rant about being uncomfortable. There's a difference between being uncomfortable and putting yourself in danger that like, you know, you might actually wind up getting stabbed or shot. Like there's going out in the mountains, there's putting yourself through uncomfortable situations, and then there's going into Seattle, and then there's, you know, going into Portland. Yeah. Honestly, I think Portland's probably safer than Seattle, but well, I don't know, because the Antifa types down there are getting pretty wild. Bremerton. I don't like Bremerton either. The majority of homeless people are not violent. Dog, I'm not talking about homeless people. That is not my concern, is the homeless people. I shouldn't even have to say what my concern is, like, duh. Your description of Seattle sounds exactly like inner city Detroit. I didn't realize it was that bad, but I'm in MI, so Portland Antifa is dying right now. Good for them. Brussels is under siege as well. What percentage of another demographic are violent? Yep. Who do you think I'm talking about? Look at the stream name. What do you think I'm talking about? Who's violent around here, right? $5 super chat. Force comment donation admin. Wind turbines are important because you can type. That's funny. That's funny. Because now I'm just thinking of politicians just like, wee. I can't get it out of my head. just crank the wind turbine to 1,000 and just let it go. I mean, that's not funny. That's bad. That's bad. Don't laugh at that. No, you should. Okay. That's bad. I don't condone that. Yeah, like you know those rides at the fair where you go inside and then like it spins you around really fast and you're all in those carts and the cart like shifts up. It's like that, right? It's just like going like 100 miles an hour. Yeah. I good super chat. Worth the thank you for the $5. Thank you for the laugh. That's wonderful visual. I didn't even know that I wanted that. Hangings out. Tilt-a-whirls in. Rope's not enough anymore. We got wind turbines. Now I'm thinking of those like the fair, like and it's like spinning around and you're in the little chair, and then like as it spins around faster, you kind of like lift up for it. Now I'm thinking about that, dude. Wind turbine lynchings, bro. That's I can't. What a wonderful visual. I mean, that's bad. It's bad. I've been 1360. Isn't it more than that now? I thought it was more than that. I thought also a lot of stats and a lot of numbers now aren't even being like shared anymore. So it's like it's so hard to actually like use proof and use stats because like so much of it's now a lie or not being reported. I mean, it's insane how much isn't being reported on in America anymore because they're like, oh well, we wouldn't want to raise race tensions. That'd be bad. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that was what I was speaking on last night about the government being able to seize property. Man, that's so wild to me. Of like all this stuff, like the people and I understand that like I get that like liberals are liberals, right? And liberals are going to have liberal takes. But there's a certain point with like so many of these like liberals that I'm going to like these charter meetings, and I'm just looking at them. It's wild too, because like these charter meetings, like you're sitting around all of these people that have all these vastly different opinions, and you're able to actually like be next to them. And it's not very often that we're around people that like egregiously disagree with you and you're being peaceful. It's not very often anymore. So like sitting there and being around these liberal types and like just like looking at them and just like being near them, it's like, how are you so just disassociated with reality? How are some of these things okay to you? Like specifically the thing that I was preaching on yesterday, and I got a short that I posted of it, my speech yesterday, of them trying to further eminent domain and give like what I don't understand what possible reason a liberal could have to want to. I mean, damn it, I just thought of it. Fuck. That makes sense now. They don't own property. Most liberals aren't property owners. They hate us for owning property, and they hate landowners, and they hate because they hate their dads, right? They hate landowners. They hate who they have to rent from. So yeah, of course they're going to push more and support more eminent domain of the government being able to seize property, because they know it's going to be mostly people on the right that are getting their property seized from them. That makes sense. Damn it. That makes sense. Ah, I hate it. Most liberals are state property. You will own nothing and be happy. Now eat the bug. Eat your cricket. I didn't think about that, man. Damn it. I hate that. It makes sense. Yeah, no, I understand why liberals would hate private property. Yep. Communist seizing property for redistribution. It's so wild how many people have legitimately been brainwashed into thinking that communism is good. You know, it's the same thing with how many blacks are just believing AI everything. How many boomers are believing AI everything? Because so many people, especially the boomers, like, you know, they never questioned the TV. That was their only source of media, was the TV. And now that the TV is feeding them, and that they're getting stuff from the internet and social media, and now that the boomers have cell phones, they've never questioned anything any before. Now, obviously, once again, I shouldn't have to say this, but I do have to say this. Not all boomers. There's cool boomers. I know. There's cool ones. Fuck. By and large, though, the boomers and, you know, sub 80 IQ blacks, they just believe AI. They believe everything AI. Anything and everything AI, they just believe it. Because they either A, were raised never to question anything, or B, they don't have high enough IQ. They're just like, I see thing, now I'm mad at thing. I believe we're in a state of fascism. You either have a state-controlled bank or you don't. No, that is also, that's something that I don't think enough of us. The Fifth Amendment also covers no seizures of land. Bud, you think the Constitution's still protecting you? Really? Really? You think that amendments are still protecting you? How delusional are you? I mean, like, full offense, but like, how dumb are you? Like, what, you think the Constitution still matters? You think that outdated piece of paper still matters? I'm not saying I wish it didn't, but it doesn't. Constitution doesn't matter. Your First Amendment doesn't matter. Your Second Amendment rights doesn't matter. Your Fifth Amendment rights don't matter. It's wild to think that we even like have a slight like what? No. When was the last time that the Constitution was actually upheld? You know, can I go buy a full auto gun right now? You know, can I buy anything that the military has right now? Can I go get a machine gun right now? Can I get an RPG? Can I even go buy a handgun? Not even just Washington State. I'm talking across the board America. Well, you think the Second Amendment matters? Do you think the First Amendment matters? Look at Shud the Builder. You think the First Amendment matters? Look at Duke and Ashley. Right? They held him without bail. They are refusing to let him out because of hate speech. Because they said that because he said something against those that shall not be criticized, and they arrested him, and now he's sitting in prison with MS, and they're not letting him out. They're not letting him have bail. They said that he was a danger to the local populace because he used his First Amendment rights. Do his First Amendment rights matter anymore? No. You think that rights matter anymore? Lol. My Constitution. No, there was what is Carmelo Anthony guilty of? Murder. That's what he's guilty of. What is hilarious as you folks can sit here and be told that you are all slaves and cattle and all you do is laugh along with it. Cowards. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? You need to learn the definition of fascism. You are referring to tyranny. Generally, I never said anything about, unless you're talking to somebody else in the comments, I never said anything about tyranny and fascism being one and the same. I didn't. Unless you're talking to somebody else. Well, once again, I try to engage with the comment section, but sometimes I can't tell if they're talking to themselves or they're trying to talk to me. So it can be confusing. Hello, Fed boys. Yeah, hey, for all the feds in the chat, go ahead and go use your Fed money and go buy some military surplus from my website. I sell military surplus, and I also sell candles. I sell candles that were handmade in Idaho, even. And I've even been to where they were made, and I got to see them getting made. I mean, I didn't get to see the candles being made. I saw the soaps being made, but nonetheless, I've been there. You either pay property taxes or you don't. Yep. Mr. Gorilla Man, thanks for streaming. Thank you for watching. You own nothing if you pay property taxes. If they want you gone, you will be moved. I mean, honestly, whether you pay property taxes or don't pay property taxes, if they want you moved, they will do so. Because the only thing that I'm not a Fed. Someone just called me a Fed. No, I'm not. Sure. No. Yeah, no, it's true though. We don't really have like rights in America anymore. It's kind of it's really weird, right? Like it's like we sort of have laws and then we sort of don't. I mean, it really is like anarcho-tyranny, where laws apply to some people and they don't apply to others. And we have different laws for different people. I mean, hell, look at the whole thing going on with the Sikhs right now. You know, like the Indian Sikhs are allowed to have a ceremonial knife on them at all times for religious reasons. Indian Sikhs are allowed to go to schools. They're allowed to go to colleges. They're allowed to fly with a knife. You can't do that. You can't do that. So it's like, you know, yeah, no, there are different laws for different people. You know, there's those that shall not be named, our greatest ally. You know, in America, they have a completely different set of laws that they have to abide by. They have a completely different court that they abide by. You know, they don't get tried by us. They have their own court system. They have their own laws. You know, it's the same thing we were talking about with the Indians. That you know, they don't have to pay taxes. That's us. We pay taxes. Taxes are primarily for white people. Laws are primarily for white people. you know, like, sure, I mean, laws will be enforced for others. I mean, as we just saw Carmelo Anthony, you know, the book was thrown at him. He was guilty. But like I said, I don't think that Carmelo Anthony was given a guilty status because he's guilty. I think he was given a guilty status solely because there was so much publicity around it, and they knew that it was going to cause riots, and they knew that they could use it, because you never let a good disaster go to waste. You know, I mean, hell, the government has said this. I don't know how many times. You know, you never let it's like a good disaster. I don't remember the exact quote, but you know, you never let these go to waste, because why would you? Why would they let that go to waste? If Carmelo Anthony had killed Austin Metcalf and it had never made the news, if we had never heard about it, Carmelo Anthony more than likely would have been just, you know, innocent, and he would just be a career criminal. I firmly believe that the main reason that Carmelo Anthony was given a guilty status is only because the publicity around the case, because now it's useful. If no one had ever heard of the case, then he would just be another career criminal. Hey, somebody just sent me money on my website from buying military surplus. Thank you. I like when people buy military surplus from me, because then that allows me to do stuff like this more often. Spike some controversy. Yep. Never let a good crisis go to waste. That's the quote. That's the quote. My bad. I was close. There's wind turbines with Carmelo's name on it. You know what? I'm going to say it. Skyrim is for the Nords. Based white man. Are you going to the Pole Shift Conference with Native Patriot in August? The what? This is the first I'm hearing of this. Conference sounds gay. Anything with the name conference in it sounds gay. The hell is Pole Shift Conference? I'll look that up. The fuck is a Pole Shift Conference? Pole Shift Conference. Can I spell conference correctly is the fucking question. Yeah, I'm not finding absolutely anything on what the hell that is, so no clue. Big Chevy Bowski Mike gave $20 and said nothing. Thank you for the money. You could have said something, like anything, like call me the N-word, or like, you know, like call me a slur or something, like, you know, like, come on, like I'm here. Give me something. What in the Pride Month is a Pole Shift Conference? What in the Pride Month? That's good. I like that. Maybe I'm not racist enough, but what was equally sad to me was if Austin also black, it would have just been another day. If the races are reversed, cities would still be burning. Yep. That's the issue, though, is like you can say all day and all night, you can scream it into the void that you're not racist. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care that you're not racist. They're still going to call you racist. They don't care that you're not racist. They're still going to say, I got that white bitch. They don't care that you're not racist. They still hate you for slavery. They don't care that you're not racist. They still want to see you dead. And they think it's funny. They laugh. They don't care that you're not racist. Not enough people understand this yet. To be clear, you can't be racist enough. I'd say the biggest thing right now is that the Western man needs to start working out. The Western man needs to start coming together. You need friends. You need friends. You need community. You need tribe. You need togetherness. They call you racist so they can kill you. They call you racist because racist now means that that is a free ticket to murder you. There was one of the recent cases. I forget which one. Unfortunately, they're starting to blend together. But white guy was killed, and they immediately started going through his cell phone, trying to find anything racist in his cell phone, so they could retroactively justify him being killed. I mean, look, we have so many instances in the UK. Look at Ireland. Almost exactly why Ireland is burning right now. Because was that Newark? That was Newark. Good Lord. But look at Ireland right now. You know, you had an immigrant in the street trying to cut a white guy's head off in the middle of the road. Do you and you know what? They'll justify it with anything. They'll say he was racist and so he deserved to die. How many times have you seen that? Well, he said the N-word, so he deserved it. What? Look at that girl in I forget which country it was. It was one of the UK countries, but she was gang raped. And then afterwards, she had sent a friend something calling them animals. And they let every single one of those Muslims that gang raped her, they let them go because she's now a racist. And you being racist, and that's how they're trying to shift this right now. Is that that's my opinion as well. Carmelo Anthony's parents should get the exact same treatment. But no, was that Germany? No, it was Germany. They will do absolutely anything to justify you being murdered. And as of right now, words are worse than physical action. Words are worse than violence. And it's fascinating too, because like we grew up, you know, the vast majority of us here in the West, we grew up this whole thing of you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words shall never hurt me. Well, guess what? All the third world immigrants, everyone that grew up in a third world country, they weren't taught that. They were taught that Whitey's evil. That's all they were taught. That's all they know, is that Whitey is evil. Thank you, Big Chevy, for giving another $10 and saying Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't know what that means, or like, you know, what specifically you're getting at there. I mean, beyond like saying Kyle Rittenhouse, I don't know, maybe like anti-pedophiles. It is hilarious though that Kyle Rittenhouse just like 3 for 3 pedos. What's the chance of that? People should make their groups like Yellowstone Club. If you want to fix things for your people, you have to only elect people in your club. Kyle Rittenhouse was fake, and so is January 6th. What do you mean by fake? Like what's like AstroTurf, like that didn't happen at all, or like what? Because I've met Kyle multiple times, and hell, I've even drank with Kyle, and I can tell you that that all was very real, and he definitely has PTSD from it. That's for damn sure. Now, has he said some dumb shit on the internet? Yeah, but you know, I'm like, so have I, so I can't really throw stones too hard. Based. In a world of Africans, we're all Rhodesians. And thank you for the $2. So true, though. It was staged and gay? What? I mean, I'll give you the January 6th was, you know, I don't know about staged, but there was a lot there that was absolutely, you know, AstroTurf, and there was a lot there that was, you know, kind of like not as natural. I mean, I don't know how many people I told not to go to January 6th before January 6th. I don't believe anyone should go to riots regardless. Like, if anyone's thinking about going to riots tonight, that is the exact, because here's another thing as well. COVID used so much AI to learn pattern recognition of the face. They used all of that mask tech to now be able to scan just your eyes and get an exact ID of just your eyes. They've also been talking about as of late that even with sunglasses and a full baklava on, that just the outline of your face and the curvature of your nose with a full baklava, they can still ID you with AI. They can still ID you with how you walk, with if you have any electronics on you, you know, like, and this isn't to like doom. And I know a lot of people say that, like, you know, me saying things in reality is me being a doomer, but dude, like they used COVID to advance AI so fucking much. And so if you guys are wanting to go to riots and rallies now, they are going to pinpoint you so quickly. If you are someone that they have deemed that should not be at riots and rallies, they're going to throw the fucking book at you. If you go to a riot and rally now, they're more than likely going to ID you. You know, I'm like, there's all these flock cameras all over the road where they're pinpointing where someone's license plate is at what time. They pin you, and you have all of these different pieces of technology to be able to find you from point A to point B. Everyone that is a criminal right now, all career criminals are being allowed to be career criminals. And all this tech, all these data centers, all this AI, all these flock cameras, it just proves it. You know, that like the career criminals right now, it's being allowed. AI is also fake. Did you buy into the SpaceX IPO? No. No, I don't do stocks or anything like that. AI is like fake and it's not, right? Because like I don't believe that like smart AI is a thing, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to like kind of pinpoint where my beliefs is on AI as far as like if it's actually like as dangerous as I say it is. I'm for the most part anti AI and anti data centers and all of that. I would, you know, I wouldn't say that like I was saying earlier in the stream of, you know, I as well am addicted to comfort. I as well love comfort, but I hate technology, man. I do. It's also tiresome. Like trying to deal with all of this. AI is self-aware, dudes. Skynet is real. LLMs are real. AI is whatever you imagine it to be. Don't go looking for trouble. What? You mean guys won't have my back like Kyle? Probably not. I mean, you know, I wouldn't expect anyone to have your back unless they're one of your boys. You know, especially if you're white, because whites aren't tribal anymore. You know, like it's unfortunate, but whites are not tribal anymore. Ireland currently burned down government migrant housings. Like you're in Ireland currently? Because like that's wild. Why are you on my stream if you're in Ireland? I feel like you got better things to be doing right now, Haas. That took way too much self-censorship to get through the filter. Lol. Where was that last one? The next great video game will probably come from an LLM. Yo, I wonder if I wonder how much of that new Halo game was just made by LLMs/AI. I wonder how much effort they even put into it. Yeah, if nothing else, every single person right now, if you guys are watching this, you know, you guys should be making friends. You guys need to be organizing. You guys need to be coming together as, if nothing else, as self-preservation and self-defense. Karmelo got 35 years. based. Actually, I mean, at this rate, if you get 35 years, that's basically a life sentence. Because, like, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I'm so back and forth on it. I'm so back and forth on like how society is going to look after 2030. Because I don't want to get in like that doomer mindset of like how so many people, believed that that Y2K was a thing. So like, people changed their lives so much because of Y2K. Like I don't. Yeah, the new Sergeant Johnson's absolutely just disgusting. Cortana and Sergeant Johnson. It's like, what have you done? What have you done? But whatever. Bungie, Halo, or GTFO. Okay. We got another $20 super chat from Daniel Kuma 1648. I heard you're open to ideas for one video per day this month. My list: 1, Hux, Arasaka, Jack, supremacy shooting military surplus, and old school lethally poor videos. 2, pretty please do the bonsai vid. I don't know what that is. 3, your favorite small arms versus wood bunkers. The Arasaka video, actually, I went out and bought my own Arasaka for Huck and I to do an Arasaka video. So that will be happening. I don't know if that's like really a lethally poor video, but him and I will be doing an Arasaka video. And I still like looking at the Arasaka. I don't know why I bought it. Like it's going to be a YouTube video, but like it's just comical because like I spent like $500 on this Arasaka, and I know for a fact that I'm not going to get $500 out of any YouTube video. I mean, for me to get $500 from a YouTube, thank you for the $20, by the way. Sorry, I'm ranting. For me to get $500 from a YouTube video, I would have to get what's the current projections actually on like views? I had it written down somewhere, but it's like I get like it's like $50 for every like 10,000 views or something like that. It's not, and like, the YouTubers that like, when they make money, and when their content gets views, it gets views and it makes money. Unfortunately, it's like, I have to really limit how much effort I put into any singular video right now. I hate it, but I kind of just have to pump out content until I can get like my YouTube really like back up and rolling and like back in the algorithm. Okay. I have a video that has like exactly 10,000 views, and I'm going to see how much I got paid on that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 10,000 views. Wait, yeah, I'm in studio. Analytics. $34. So, yeah, 10.7 thousand views made me $34. So like, even if I get 10,000 views on a video, which is like, that's actually pretty good for one of my videos, which I realize is pathetic, but yeah, that's only $34. So I do have to start being more cautious and more careful about how much effort I put into any given video, just because money's expensive. Like I spent thousands of dollars setting up this streaming studio so that I could host 4-person podcasts. And it wasn't until after I got the entire studio set up that I realized that it's harder to find people that want to do podcast stuff than I thought it would be. Which is unfortunate. It's the reality, but I've spent way too much money on cameras and way too much money on lenses and GoPros and this 360 action camera and microphones. And I've spent I still have boxes. Like I still have boxes of this, and I don't know. Like, and I got like the whole Rodecaster, like the entire setup, and it comes with, like all of the arms and like the whole, like, oh, that's the same box. I have 4 of these, and I've got 4 of these, and I got the whole Rodecaster studio set up, and I got everything in here set up like I was gonna do like, you know, regular podcasts. And yeah, and that just kind of fell through, and like not many people, at least in my sphere. Unfortunately, most of my friends don't really do content. Most of my friends are like, you know, real people that aren't really in the content sphere. So yeah, no, the 360 action camera, that has probably been like the only camera that I have bought that I've actually felt like was worth it. Like this camera right here. Oh my goodness, dude. I spent so much money on this setup. Eh, like far too dumb. And then I've got like 4 different lenses for it. That's how expensive camera lenses are. Camera lenses are so damn expensive. But yeah, I've spent so much money on, you know, like podcasting and studio and filming and whatnot. And then what sucks is that, like, you know, and I know, like, at this point I'm just like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me. It sucks. It sucks investing so much money into something that just you just can't get views, man. Like I basically only get views on Twitter. And so that's why I just started you know, posting a lot of my long form content to Twitter. And I've just put way more effort into, or I was, and I have been putting way more effort into Twitter than I did YouTube. Because YouTube just hard to get views, especially as like someone that's in like this like weird like gun self-help motivation outdoors kind of like I like. And I think the algorithm just has no idea what to do with my channel on YouTube. Not only that, but what I was talking about earlier of you know, like my YouTube channel being completely and utterly, you know, deboosted and just like the algorithm for me killed because I had to restart my YouTube channel after deleting, you know, 8 months of content. And since then, it's just like my content's just basically, I don't know, unseen. I mean, hell, look at my channel analytics on YouTube. And it's wild. It's insane. Like the views that I can get on Twitter in comparison to YouTube, it's honestly just like bonkers. At least to me it is. So let's see. In the where's the total overview? Here we go. All right, so in the last 28 days total of everything that I've posted on YouTube, I have 719,000 views across literally everything. So 719,000 views last 30 days on YouTube. So I hop over here to Twitter. Let's go into analytics. Let's see, overview, last 30 days. 12.2 million views. That's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. How many views have I gotten on Twitter in the last year? On Twitter, I have gotten 354 million views across all of my posts. 11 million likes, 500,000 profile visits, 500,000 bookmarks. That's crazy. All right, let's see YouTube. Last 365. Oh, really? Wow, that's impressive. Huh. All right, well, maybe I'll just have to shut the fuck up now. Apparently, my YouTube channel across everything that I've posted has gotten 10 million views. Surprising. I bet you 99% of that's shorts. Yep. It is. It's mostly shorts. That's funny. Let's see. Last 365. Yeah. Okay. The YouTube channel. I've gotten 10 million views on the YouTube channel in the last year, and 9 million of them were shorts. And then 500,000 of it was my posts. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, I think views are views, right? Twitter's mostly bots. You know, you say that it's mostly bots, but my point is that I get paid like 10 times as much from Twitter as I do YouTube. So, you know, because I get so much, I get paid for my efforts on Twitter more than I do YouTube. So I'm going to naturally put more effort into Twitter than I do YouTube because, you know, I post a long form content and I'd say that's the vast majority of my effort is long form content. Like long form content it's such a time and maybe since I got this StreamYard set up right here, you know, maybe I'll start streaming more. Maybe I'll start filming videos straight from StreamYard. One thing that I'm trying to get set up right now, because I have the capture card. I bought it. Oh, I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. So I bought this cam link extension so that way I can use this camera. We almost lost the lamp. So I can use the camera while I'm streaming and making videos and whatnot, and then it can all just be right in StreamYard. And that'll probably make making YouTube videos way easier and faster for me if it's not something that I'm like leaving the house for. So I want to have like the Insta360 action camera. That's for when I leave the house, and that's for when I go do stuff. And if I'm in the studio and if I'm filming here, just stuff here, then that'll just be the my main camera. That's my goal right now. You know, we'll see how it goes. Carmelo Anthony is going to jail town. No, dude, he's going to Pound Town because he's going to jail and he's about to be somebody's bitch. Have you heard of Bear Independent? Yeah, actually, Bear Independent's given me like multiple shout outs in the last couple of months of like going to my website and buying rucks from me. No, I think I actually might technically still have a promo code with Bear Independent. I was sponsored by him years and years and years and years ago. That was back when I was on Instagram. And by back on Instagram, I mean like, you know, when I was popular on Instagram. I have an Instagram again, but like no one knows. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's PNW Outlandish. I'm posting daily again. "24-hour Lampy stream and a white bearded man yelling at an empty motorhome." Could be a good stream. All right. That was a decent little rant. I'm going to go back through and see if X should have more lives. I think pretty much all of my lives have been ported to Twitter. I don't think I've live streamed really without porting it to Twitter in at least that I can a long time. Like pretty much all of my lives go to Twitter. What's unfortunate though is like after you're done being live, it doesn't get saved anywhere on Twitter, so you can't go back and watch it on Twitter, which is kind of lame. At least that I know of. It might, but I don't know of it. Dang, we almost got 3,000 people in here. What a bunch of nerds. Yeah, StreamYard so far has been pretty nice. To be fair, your long form isn't great. Real. Wait, hold on. To be fair, your long form isn't great. You got to lock in on the preparedness community with best pistol, rifle, kit, training, etc. tactics. No, that's another issue with when it comes to YouTube. And you know, like my content, my long form content not being the best is just that like I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. You know, I'm a business owner. My income is from my business. Like that is where my paycheck comes from. Is my business. So like I don't view myself as a YouTuber. I view myself as a business owner. Would YouTube probably have been an easier and more fun route than owning a business? Yeah, because owning a business fucking sucks. No VOD on Twitter. That sucks. Well, no, you can watch the live streams on Twitter as they're happening, but I don't believe that you can go back and watch the live streams on Twitter, at least that I know of. I referred you to someone. Thank you. Yeah, I saw that apparently Carmelo Anthony was crying on after they sentenced him. He was crying, and then I guess his mom was just like, "Oh, you need to let him go because that's my baby." It's like, what? Like that's not how anything works. That's what VODs are. Oh, you're not actually misspelling video. It's VOD. The fuck's a VOD? VOD, video on demand, aka watching after the live stream. That's on Twitter. Wow, dude, you look healthy, looking good, and damn it. Would everyone stop commenting so much? I'm trying to read the chat. You guys are fucking it up. Somebody said something nice, and I'm trying to read it out loud. Fuck. Thank you. Okay. Wow, dude, you look healthy, looking good, and doing good content. Look like you bulked up and lost weight since the early vids. Yeah, kind of. I need to start running more. Nigger. Wow, you guys got it. Nice. Good job, YouTube. Then again, how many people are even watching on YouTube right now? Let's see. Can I see that from here? Your channel. 141 people are watching on YouTube. Everyone is watching on Twitter, but pretty much this entire stream is Twitter right now. That's crazy. Another thing that I said on about my YouTube channel and about me making YouTube videos, though, is that the following that I do have, the audience that I do have on YouTube is loyal, and pretty much every single video that I post to YouTube at least gets 2,000 views. It's like almost no matter what I post on YouTube, I will get about 2,000 views. So is that a lot? No, not at all. No, in no way is that a lot. But like it's been explained to me in the past, if I was at a auditorium and I had an audience of 2,000 people, it's a lot of people. So like no matter what video I post, no matter what content I put out, if I can average, 2,000 to 5,000 videos, that's still a loyal audience. Like sure, that's not the biggest audience. I'm not like some big famous YouTuber, but that's still an audience. That's still a loyal following, and I'll take it. Some of the best creators don't have thousands. I'll take it, man. Are you on Rumble? I am on Rumble. Unfortunately, Rumble makes streaming way harder than it needs to be. Rumble makes videos way harder than it needs to be. Uploading to Rumble is harder than any other platform. They want you to enter in so many different parameters every single time. You have to like go through and set up a bunch of different crap on with the stream and with everything. And for the most part, I kind of just like I want to put more effort into Rumble, but their UI is just awful, and most people aren't on Rumble. Like I would love to put more effort in Rumble. I would love to, do that all, but like the UI is just not very good. Mr. Gorilla Man, please do a live stream with Focus Trip. Okay. So here's the thing. When you guys keep asking me if I will collab with someone else, you need to go to them. You need to go to the more popular people and tell them to collab with me, because you can't go, you can't tell a nobody that they should go collab with somebody, because that's not how that works. Hey, another heckin' super chat. Have you heard of the night with AI Zut in one of the hadiths? I don't even know. Not only have I never heard of that, I can't pronounce that. So, no, I have not heard of that. Hey, look, our lava lamp's almost doing something. Okay, yes, I realize that it's weak, but look, we're doing something is in fact happening here. Ireland showing us how it's done. What the fuck? Karmelo only got 35 years. Risky back on YouTube for now. That would be a sweet collab. I'll collab with him. I'm here for it. You will never see me on Unsub Podcast. That will never happen in no way, unless Eli, and I'm not wishing this on him, but unless Eli gets kicked off of Unsub, you will never see me on Unsub. He does not like me at all. Like, you will never see me on Unsub. Not happening. I would love to, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think a lot of those guys like me. Also, I'm probably a brand risk, honestly. You know, I say too many curse words. I've said the heckin', you know, the heckin' mean, evil, racist word. And I'm probably bad for business, and I can't even hate on them about it. You know, like, the only reason that I'm able to do what I do is because I own my own business, and you know, if I really wanted to make money and if I really wanted to be successful, I probably would have shut the fuck up long ago. At least saying, like, you know, like, too harsh of things. Yeah, I don't know about Patriot Front. I've been on a live stream with them, and I still just don't know how I feel about Patriot Front, because I don't understand, like, the leader. I don't understand how he's so young and how they're so organized. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, I've been running, you know, fitness groups, training groups, the active groups, whatever you want to fucking call them. I've been doing this shit for 7 years now, 8 years now, and, you know, maybe I'm just an unorganized fuck that struggles to get men to do absolutely anything. Hell, one of my YouTube video this morning was talking about how, you know, how much it's a real struggle to get men to do absolutely anything, because dudes are too comfortable, they're too lazy, and they always got excuses. It's really hard to get men to do absolutely anything. So when I look at Patriot Front, I don't understand how they do it. I don't understand how they're so well organized. I don't understand how they get so many men out. I don't understand how they get so many men to work out with them. I just don't understand. Unless, you know, I really just suck at this and people are avoiding me, and I have too bad of a reputation, which, you know, very well may be possible. But I just don't understand how Patriot Front does it. I'm not saying that they are feds. I'm just saying that I don't know how they're as organized as they are. I don't get it. Yeah, no, if you guys want me to collab with, you know, damn near anybody, reach out to them and have them reach out to me, because I'm down to collab. I'm here for it. But did you say the N word? I probably say the N word more than I should, and it's a wonderful word. Wonderful word. I won't say it here because, you know, YouTube and things. You're horrible for business. Ha 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 ha. That's why I support you. I am, though. I'm awful for business. You know, there's been quite a few companies that originally reached out to me, and we started collabing, and then people flooded their comments with screenshots of things that I've said over the years, and then companies will just cut me off immediately. Ex Umbris, they're one. They sent me a bunch of gear to test. I had their chest rig, and I had like the wings for it, and I had like this super fancy Y harness that they had. They were right about to send me a a medical dangler for it, and I was giving them feedback, and we were talking back and forth, and somebody sent them a screenshot of me saying the N word or something, and they're like, oh, we don't deal with racist white nationalist, and they deleted every single post that they had ever made of me collabing with them, and they just pretended like we had never collabed before. Which is fine, you know, whatever. I fuck binned the chest rig that they sent me anyway, so you know, like whatever. Thanks for the chest rig, I guess. But no, I understand that I'm bad for business. I get it. You know, Lucas with T Rex Arms, he doesn't follow me. We've talked in the past. You know, he will never collab with me. Grand Thrum, he'll probably never collab with me. Dirty Civilian, I would love to collab with those guys. Drew Hopkins and we've talked in the past, you know, but once again, I'm bad for business. You know, I get it. Like I'm that heckin' evil racist, you know, PNW like militia, whatever fed, whatever they want to say about. I get it. I get it. I'm not mad when people don't want to collab with me. I understand. I understand that you know, that I have a bad reputation, and that no doing good will solve a bad reputation. You know, people view me, and there's so many rumors out there of me being this like uh pedophile, racist, federal agent, informant. But I've seen so many rumors about me, and you know, I got mass reported on Instagram, and that was the reason that my Instagram got deleted. You know, I had like 20,000 followers on Instagram, and every time I made another Instagram, I would just get mass reported. And I get it. I understand when people don't want to collab with me, and don't want to do anything with me. I'm not even mad about it anymore. You know, it used to eat me up. Now whatever. You know, I'll do my own thing, and if people want to collab with me and they like what I'm doing, then awesome. What's your opinion on LARPtube? You're as niche as they come. I'm not even as niche as they come, because if you want to be more niche, I mean, Risky Krisky's way more niche than me, and he's way more popular than me too. I mean, hell, look at Risky Krisky's his Instagram that he just started, and his YouTube that he just started. You know, and this isn't even like, I'm not even trying to like beat myself up here. It's just like, it's just the fact of the matter. I mean, hell, multiple of my own followers even said it recently, that my long form content's just boring. I get it. I understand, you know. I'm trying. I'm trying. It almost feels like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, at a certain point you gotta wake up and smell the coffee, that it's just like, hey dog, you're not good at this, you know, go do something else. So Risky Krisky started a YouTube channel 13 days ago, and his first video got 32,000 views. His second video got 10,000 views, and he already has 7,000 subscribers. He's got 3 shorts, and like, no, he's got a couple posts. But no, like Risky's way more niche than I am. Way more niche than I am. But he's also, you know, I don't know. He's got this like, and I feel like one of the main comments that I get from people is like, when's Risky Krisky gonna back? Oh, you're not Risky Krisky? I thought you were Risky Krisky. I'd rather watch him. And I'm like, thanks, bud. Yeah, if you guys want to watch Risky Krisky, I'll link his chat or his channel. Hold on. I'll just link this one. Share, copy, and paste. No, I don't want the damn question mark. All right. All right, there you go. That's Risky Christie's new channel. YouTube is filled with chat bots and bot subscribers with view farms. I'm not Risky Christie. Party Meta, I appreciate you for being an OG follower. Iraq veteran and you know what? I'll text him right now. There's Eric. You know what? I should have Risky's cell still too. Oh, I guess I don't. I thought I still had Risky's cell. All right, I texted Iraq veteran. We were talking about doing a collab like a while ago. Are gun tubers a dying breed? I mean, Risky Chrisky would say otherwise. It's just weird, kind of like in between of you know, like gun tube and gun content, because like my firearms shorts get the most views, and then my firearms videos get like the least views. So it's like this weird mix. I mean, like there's so many gun YouTubers that make it work, and they're great. You know, there's Hop, there's Brass Facts. You know, like they're still posting gun content all the damn time. Mr. Guns and Gear, you know, he still does gun stuff. Tactical Toolbox, you know, he's still doing pretty well. He had a video recently talking about GunTube and how what was all going with there. But yeah, GunTube might be over and MillTube might be it. Was Risky 2020? I don't know. Paul Harrell. Paul Harrell is probably the goat of GunTube. Risky Chrisky and PNWG are responsible for getting me to stop watching Paul Harrell and Hickok and start giving a fuck for whatever it's worth. Wait, stop watching? Why stop? Oh, yeah. And not reading your chat is killing your channel. What? I read and respond to all my chats. What are you talking about? I try to do my best to engage with my chat. I try. You know, it's time consuming. Yeah, I've collabed with Grunt Proof before. We've done a live stream before. I haven't seen Grunt Proof post anything on YouTube in a while. Does he still post to YouTube? I haven't gotten recommended anything from him in a while. Oh shit, he posted literally an hour ago. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Grunt Proof in a while. He hasn't popped up in my feed in a little bit. Oh dang, look at this. Man, his channel's hurting too. 3 days ago, 3,000 views. 4 days ago, 3,000 views. 6 days ago, 4,000 views. 11 days ago, 2,000 views. 2 weeks ago, 9,000 views. 3 weeks ago, 4,000 views. Yeah, he's getting hit with it too. Because Grunt Proof used to be like pretty dang popular. Let's see. Does he have any recent popular content? Let's see. Let's go to his popular. 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, all of his popular content is old stuff. I wonder if he's changed what he's doing, or if he's also being just, raped in the algorithm. Yeah, no, him and I we did a live stream together. Um Man, that probably was like, yeah, it was probably like 2 years ago now. Dang, I'm still scrolling and I haven't seen a single one of his popular videos in the last year. Oh, here we go. 10 months ago. Patrol loadout principles, 53,000 views. 1 year ago, 52,000 views. Yeah, I don't know if he's getting deboosted or what. I mean, he's clearly still active. 222,000 subscribers. Yeah, he's still active. He's still doing stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from him in a while. Let's see. Looks like he doesn't really live stream much. But yes, I do know who Gruntproof is. Sorry, that was probably long. Yeah, bro, nobody cares anymore. What more is there to talk about? Honestly, the country is collapsing around us, is run by open pedos. No one's watching how to range videos anymore. Since JuiceTube is airing my chat, David Wood and Raymond Lebram have the complete AI Zut story. Noted. I love your runs and chant videos. Go touch grass. GunTube, MillTube, LARPTube, whatever the BS is holding us back, along with the cult of personality. Sorry, I meant not watching for entertainment. You do you. I guess that is the question of, because, and I understand it as well. And that was something that I was talking about recently, is that it's so hard to make content right now. It's so hard to make content right now. And exactly that. I understand that. I understand that fully, of like GunTube and MillTube, and because it's not content I watch. I don't watch GunTube. I don't know. I don't watch MillTube. I'm not watching gun content. Like, I don't fucking care. So like, no, I get it. Like the majority of the content that I like on YouTube is like, yeah, like nature shit. Let's see. Can I find my own? Here we go. Okay, here we go. No, not watch later. Where's my viewed section? History? Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's see what content I'm consuming. Let's see. Sam Hyde, Oompaville, Tobuscus, Oompaville again, The Infographic Show, Dirty Civilian. Oh, this is just like music. Pitch Meeting Channel. I watch the Pitch Meeting Channel. I like the Pitch Meeting Channel. Let's see. Tommy G. I've been watching his expose stuff. Penguin Zero. I watch a little bit of his stuff. Tactical Toolbox, but I was only watching his because he was talking about, tactical YouTube dying. And then right back into music. I mostly use YouTube for music, honestly. But I have YouTube Premium, so it just makes sense. Yeah, and that's just like music. Music. Patrick CC. I like his content. Yeah, that's it's something I've been thinking about doing, right? Is like sort of getting away from like gun content and going more into like history stuff. Because I really like history stuff. I think history of my surrounding area is really cool. I legitimately really enjoy history of my surrounding area in Washington State. You know, like finding out that my local feed store was built in 1905 and that was the first building in my town standing. It's still standing. It's still the primary feed store. That's so cool to me. And that, that's stuff that interests me and I'd like to talk about. But yeah, I understand that a lot of my long form content is boring to most people. I get that. And I am trying to change that, and I understand that, GunTube is stale because, like, yeah, why would anyone care? Is what else is there really to talk about? You're a hated train like it, bitch. All right, I was ranting for a little bit. I'm gonna read the chat, see if I missed anything good. When is the next open ruck? The next open ruck would be the PT test this weekend. This Saturday, we're doing a PT test. Part of the PT test is a 6 mile ruck. So that's technically the next time you can ruck with me. ODGG on unsub win. You can flood unsubs comment section saying that you want me on, good luck. Even when I was hanging out with Donut Operator, that was something that I never really saw as like possible, because I once again, I understand how bad of a reputation I have and how like bad of a brand risk I am. I get it. Didn't realize you even did YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's how most people are. Mr. Gorilla Man, I messaged him and he said that y'all can work something out. Please reach out to him. In regards to Focus Trip. The gun tube to history tube / political tube is very real. Yeah. Have the riots started yet? They're in Ireland, that's for damn sure. Nighty night, y'all. Not me, but I'm saying bye to that guy. Lampy on unsub win. Lampy has a better chance on being on unsub than I do. All right, guys. I'm gonna dip out of here in the next 10 minutes, though, because I really want to get at least one solid run in today. I did not run this morning. I was gonna go to the gym, and then I wound up streaming for 3 hours. Unrelated question: which foot powder do you prefer, regular Gold Bond or the medicated Gold Bond? I like the stuff with vitamin E, but honestly, for the most part, I've kind of just stopped using foot powder for the most part. And I hate to say it, but like I just changed my socks. I just stopped using foot powder. I found that foot powder just clumped up, and it wound up just making the situation worse. So for the most part, I really just use Solomon shoes that have the vents on the top of it, so I get enough air circulation. Yeah, no, streaming is very, very time consuming, but thankfully doing it having this set up on my laptop now and having StreamYard set up on my laptop now, I do think that that's going to make streaming a lot easier, and it's going to make it a lot easier for me to stream more frequently. Is it pissing rain again? It is. Sounds like I'm running the rain. Pack heat on your run. Never know. Wild chimp will appear. Actually, yes. So I can't show on stream. But what I'll do is I'll take my handgun and I have the Camelback Mule, and I've even practiced this. And I had we actually had a incident where we almost had to shoot a dog on a run, but I've gotten this down to like this perfect science where I take the strap and I just completely loosen it. I get out of the backpack and then I rip it around to my front and I get up my handgun super quick. And by super quick, I mean fast enough. So I have my handgun in a small Camelback. Yeah, I do not go anywhere, literally nowhere without a gun. I literally have a handgun on me and a rifle right next to me with a D60. Like I do not go anywhere without a gun, because why would you? Why would you go anywhere without a gun? Be thankful the rain, you could be in Texas. True, and I hate Texas. Just dropping in to say, go check out the Nixie Works Light Fighter rig. Nixie Works does make some good stuff. One of the a couple of the guys that I train with have run the Nixie Works stuff. Unfortunately, though, the Nixie Works, in my opinion, it's mostly, like it's a patrol rig, and I like where I'm at out in the mountains, and like usually I'm doing overnight stuff. Running a patrol rig with a rucksack is just it's awful. It's just awful. If you're running a full rucksack, like a framed rucksack, having a battle jacket just is awful. It's just terrible. That's why the South Africans, they would have they had the South African chest rig, and then they had the battle jacket that they would keep inside the rucksack. So you would move your long distance, you would have your full infill, you would get to your LPOP or your alpha alpha. You would drop all of your overnight gear, your heavy stuff, your heavy munitions, and then you would take the battle jacket out of your rucksack. You would either have the battle jacket already set up and ready to rock and roll, or you would throw it together. But you'd put your battle jacket on, and then you'd patrol from there. And but unfortunately, as well, like doing that, it's just more gear that you have to carry on you, and it just gets heavy. So for the most part, the South African chest rig, in my opinion, is just kind of, it's that perfect sweet spot. I still have not used a chest rig, in my opinion, that is as good as the South African Type 83 chest rig. I just love that chest rig. It's just simple, and it's perfect, and it's everything that I need it to be. I don't like. I still have yet to use a piece of gear that is as good as the authentic issued South African Type 83 chest rig. It's just, I just love it. I would try to get repros of it made if Commando Store wasn't already on it. So if you guys want, a repro of the South African, go to Commando Store. I haven't used their repros yet. Commando Store, I don't know, send me one to test or something. I don't know. Mr. Girlman, please use tick gators. Keep the alpha gal syndrome away, please. Also permitin. Yes, I do usually have boot gators. It's normally to keep rain out of my boots, but I'm not as worried about alpha gal syndrome here in Washington State. Not yet. We'll see. It might be a really dry summer. I don't know. What company do you recommend for a plate carrier first time buying one? I run the LBT M81 plate carrier. I think the LBTs are, in my opinion, the most comfortable. If not the LBT, then the Cry Precision JPC. It just because of the simple fact that the Cry Precision JPC is just so simple. There's nothing to it. It's just so simple, and for that, it's really easy to just throw it on and just go. And I like that about the simplicity. It's. And my LBT plate carrier right now is just absolutely like decked out. I have like pouches all over it, and like it's everything of like, if I had to, be in a plate carrier for a while. But honestly, living in a plate carrier just sucks. Being in a plate carrier sucks. I hate plate carriers. They're just uncomfortable. Like they slow you down. It restricts your breathing. You know, in my opinion, plate carriers are plate carriers are for defending an objective, vehicle operations, or breaching and clearing houses. Other than that, I'm not wearing a plate carrier. I hate plate carriers so much. You know, if I'm defending an objective, absolutely. If I have to move, you know, point A to point B, if I have to move 10 miles, if I have to move 6 miles, I'm not wearing a plate carrier. I hate plate carriers so much. Arasaka, can you ghost load a 6th round if necessary? Round nose, south point cycle like butter, smoothly and fast. One of my T99s has rail and a dot and it rocks. Yeah, dude. You guys should. I have a video somewhere on the channel of Huck running that south of the Arasaka, and oh man, thanks for the $5 by the way, Daniel. Dude, Huck can just move that Arasaka. It's fast. Like he just operates it like, and he literally dry fires his Arasaka. It's the most Huck thing ever that he would dry fire an Arasaka, and he tries to be as proficient with his Arasaka as possible. Why? I don't know. It's Huck. Maybe he thinks that, like, you know, shit hits the fan, he's going to rock an Arasaka. I don't know, but like, it's a Huck thing. I let him do it. Spot on the PCs. I was a Hilo dude and tried running. Yeah, dude, I hate plate carriers so much. I hate plate carriers so much. The whole plate carrier fad. It's like, dude, if you want to rock a plate carrier, if you want to live in a plate carrier, if you think that you're honestly going to be moving from point A to point B in a plate carrier with a rucksack, good fucking luck, man. Have fun. Have fun with that. I will pass. I hate plate carriers. If anything, if I have to move from point A to point B and I have a rucksack on me and I'm trying to keep a plate carrier for when I get to an objective in this, you know, completely made up scenario that's probably never going to happen, I'm going to put my plate carrier in my backpack and I'm going to ruck it in. I'm not fucking rucking it with a plate carrier on. It's AIDS. It's so uncomfortable. It's awful for your back. It's like, it restricts your, I already said it restricts your, I hate plate carriers. I hate them. I understand the necessity of it. I understand how it can be useful. I still hate them. Plates are a grift. They just slow you down. And like the more Kevlar padding, the more like added on crap that you have. Like, dude, looking back on photos of me in the army with like all of this like extra Kevlar everywhere, and you're just kind of like in this suit and like you're trying to move around and you have a machine gun and you're just kind of like, you know, like, dude, fuck plate carriers, man. Fuck. Like, and the army wasn't even a plate carrier, it was an IOTV. You got Kevlar everywhere. I'd rather have a chest rig. I'd rather have a chest rig. I'd rather have the fucking through and through. That being said, I've been shot twice, but like soft shot. I've gotten 2 ricochets, so I haven't been like shot, but like, eh. I want my purple heart. I caught a ricochet. By gum. Eventually, we'll all be going back to Alice. Oh, the fuck we won't. That's all you, Hoss. You have fun. Ain't no way. You'll never see me rocking Alice. Hate Alice. All right, guys. This is about my time, and I'm gonna go on a run. I think I might do. Oh shit, we got that 6-mile run tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do like a short 2-miler today. Do a 2-mile run. Maybe I'll do some like push-ups and squats in the middle of it. I don't want to burn myself out too much before tomorrow's 6-miler. Excited for that PT. All right, guys. Once again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your time. Buy military surplus from me. It really helps me and allows me to do this type of stuff and make content. And you know, if I was working a regular 9-to-5, there's no way that I'd be able to do what I do. There's no way I'd be able to make as much content and all this. And it's an amazing freedom to have. And it's because of you guys watching my content and engaging with me and all that. But I sell mittens. I sell way more things than mittens. I sell night vision, thermals, candles, mittens, backpacks, rucks, all that jazz. But appreciate you guys. Buy stuff, don't, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace. If it goes wrong. Only traitors help invaders. And repeal the Heart Seller Act based. Okay, boop. Oh crap! I thought that was actually an stream button. No, everyone's gonna make fun of me.